Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome back to another Team Wars 2 cast. This time I am joined by Captain J of the Lizard Lovers and Wagnerzak, also of the Lizard Lovers. Feel free to say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello, I love lizards.
Yes.
How much do you love the lizards?
Well, it does depend. If it's our lizard, we love it very much.
I see.
If it's the opponent's lizard or eggs, we don't like it that much.
No love for other lizards. Gotcha.
Unless they join us, then.
Is that an open recruitment campaign for fellow lizards?
Yes, we are open to every lizard that want to join us. Feel free to apply. We have a very small fee of 100 egg per lizard.
100 egg per lizard. All right, guys. Well, we're going to be getting into another match. This is week 5 this week, and we'll only cover one set in this session. Lizard friends here do have a game to get to later today, so we're going to get started right away. It'll be the eggs of Schizolano versus the Senile Streamers. Feel free to give us your insights on these two teams, guys. What do you think about them? Real quick, the eggs, as always, captained by Lolly, aka Brackets, with Sun, Zohan, Cranky Panda, Kieran, and Kosvid, rounding out their roster. Senile Streamers, captained by Rob No, followed by Grincherzy, Lucrative, Kitikaka, It's Just Cosmic, and Tuka.
I mean, for me, the Senile Streamers, I've watched them a lot, so I hope they still have their punch. And they're pretty strong. They did beat us. But the eggs, unfortunately, I believe we beat them. So it would be a shame that they would beat the streamers, because then it would be a triangle and we need to play all of it again. No, I think both teams are very, very good.
Yeah, I think both teams are really good. The Senile Streamers, both the teams have really interesting deck choices. The egg team, Tios, they have really wacky decks. They play Sarlacc and these really crazy decks you don't normally want to run into. Whereas Senile Streamer, they just have these random tech cards that are really interesting. Whenever I went against Senile Streamers, I played a Mind Steal. I got 3 Sworn Defenders. I had no clue what to do.
Yeah.
We were laughing a lot when that happened. And people in chat really enjoyed that moment too.
That's pretty crazy.
All right.
So I'm looking forward to this with the two wacky teams going against each other.
When I get the chance to have two casters join me, I'd like to challenge you guys. Who do you think they're leading with, if you're not aware already? This was one of the most interesting starts.
Well, usually we do look at what they start on other weeks, but I have no idea. What did they start? I think we had a Vetruvian start against us. And then I don't know. I think there's gonna be a Vetruvian. And an Abyssian? There's been a lot of Abyssian start. I would say Abyssian Vetruvian.
How about you, Jay?
I generally am of the opinion that unless you for sure know what they're gonna lead with to counter it, you should always go with Abyssian or Magmar because they're the safest. So I'm probably going with Abyssian too.
Well, good insight on Waggy's part. Halfway, we have a Vetruvian versus Vanar opener, I think, for the first time in Team Wars. So the eggs coming in with Untitled Vetruvian, which looks to be a sort of take on Dragol's list, kind of, with some changes.
Yeah.
And Senile Streamers with a Jax Vanar. Yeah, feel free to give us your insights on these two decks. I'll load up the game.
Well, I feel like this these are pretty much what you can expect. I mean, Dragon Element is kind of new, but it's become a played a lot, right? And it's and the Jax Vanna is also a list you see quite a bit. I don't see. Oh, the Jax Vanna does have some flash trees that we don't always see, so it's more like tempo oriented a bit. But I feel like both of these lists are pretty standard. They're made to lead, right? So you don't want to go too crazy on the leading decks because you want them to be a bit good about against everything you can face.
Yeah, the Vitruvian deck looks really similar to Dragolvet, which I think is really strong overall, just against anything. And like Waggy said, the banner has a little more tempo edge to it, so it might actually be a little better than versus Vitruvian than normal.
It's Cranky against Tuca. Well, I do not know Tuca actually. Is it an alt of Summonet or is Tuca in the team? I don't remember him.
Tuca's
Cranky
on
has been that
senile
far.
streamers.
Yes. Okay. Well, then let's see what happens.
It looks like so far Cranky's going to start with a less than optimal opener. He's got Blood Tier, but at least he found something.
Yeah, I guess he has to drop at least, but it's really not what he wants to see, right? Gonna replace. Tuca also has. I mean, he has to drop.
Yeah, a funny thing though.
Ready either.
Yeah, a funny thing about this though is that because you have such a weak 2-drop, maybe he doesn't want to cryogenesis it because he doesn't think it's worth as much as a 2/3.
Grinch is telling us that they thought Cranky would be on obelisks, which is what the Cranky team does to you. You know, you're like, oh shit, it's a Cranky team. It's the eggs are gonna bring crazy things. Probably obelisks. So they want to play around obelisks. Apparently, is what they're saying. At least they tried. I mean, what do you do there? Do you move? I mean, it's only 2-1, so you can move 2 in, right?
Yeah.
Behind you, or just straight up?
If you're gonna play the chromatic to remove it and try to prevent the tile, I think move 2 forward. I kind of like Turtle Opener just to threaten the side tile a little bit more though, if you're only playing Mystic.
I think it's fine like this too. When you're Vanna, it's pretty good to have your unit there because they play Snow Chaser, right? That could let you play a Snow Chaser easier as Vanna. I mean, they don't have it in hand. But...
It's also threatening this Blood Tier more. If he takes the tile, he's in range of General, which is really big.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the move to forward is very good, especially against a non-2/3 starter, right? Yeah, exactly. Grinch is saying it's for Snow Chaser they put them there because they have Cryo.
Okay, so we see a Wind Strike, and it's actually really scary to go against if you don't have like a Dispel. If you like cryoed this, they still get a Yakur, and that's very good tempo. So he's probably gonna look for Fenrir Chromatic to deal with it.
Yeah, they could also just Fenrir and freeze it, but then you have to deal with it later. Like that would be 2 answers, but over 2 turns. Or they could do everything in the same turn, you know, like don't use the freeze, just like cryo and then use the one damage to preserve the 2/3. It's a lot of cards to do that though.
Yeah, he's gonna be out of hand if he does that, but he does have a draw card in his hand. He has cryo.
Yeah.
So I wonder...
they're doing it. They're going full tempo. That's what Dali's do, right? Does, right?
Yep. Okay. So they're going heavy tempo, and I think they might do that because they have the draw card in their hand, so they're not as worried. And they also have a good amount of late game. Like their top decks after this point aren't bad. They have 2 Dancing Blade to curve into. They have 2 Jax, 2 Grove.
Yeah, for sure. Having the board there should let them reach this. If they can find Jax for turn 6, it'd be crazy. Crazy good. Because Jax is very strong against Vitruvian, right? Especially when they don't have a board. I mean, they will have a bit of it. Okay. It's very awkward for Cranky there.
Yeah, he it's hard for him to deal with these board states right now. Right now he could go for like Rasha Primus to try and clear a Mystic, or he could just like Blood Tier it and hit it with General. Right now, I'm kind of thinking just like Blood Tier Primus and try and get a little bit of tempo back.
Yeah, and you tank as much as possible with your face to try to That's why you play these units so far away from the Fenrir. You don't want them to die for free.
Yeah, if they want to play for tempo, you want to avoid as many good trades for them as you can.
Yeah, they got some good stuff. And Cranky, one thing he was able to do is go to the right side. So he's not gonna get infiltrated too much with the snow chasers, right?
Something interesting they could do though, that would help prevent this Blood Tier getting hit by General is that he could put Primus where Blood Tier was, and then Blood Tier diagonally top right of that, and it would prevent getting hit.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's smart, but then it would be a 2-1, yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't get the buff if he did that.
Which is pretty okay. Well, Tuka's hand is not optimal, is it?
Yeah, this is a very awkward hand. I mean, hailstoning the Fenrir. Oh wait, no. He never mind.
You can't do that.
I wonder if he chromatics this for tempo.
Is it worth it? I mean, you push 2 more damage phase, and you take 3 less. But I mean, you take only 1 less because you would eat phase, right? But
no, I definitely don't think it's worth it to save health right now.
Yeah, this is they got the tempo they wanted early. Now they want to find later games things. Okay, yeah, the silence coming down for the Fenrir. You don't have that many things to silence before the late game, so Fenrir is one of the best targets for sure.
Yeah, for sure. There's really not a whole lot. There's a Grove to prevent the 1-1 later on, which actually can matter, but it's not the biggest deal. Fenrir is the biggest thing you want to worry about.
Yeah.
He also has a very good turn here, not just because he's going to refill with Ghost Links, but also I think Ghost Links is really important in Vitruvian because it helps dig through your deck to find stuff more consistently. So maybe it helps him find a syzygy that he otherwise wouldn't be able to get.
Yeah, and with his positioning, if he plays the 2 cards on the right side, he can also kill half of a Jax if it ever drops. Yeah, like this. So he's not too scared about Jax. They can't really... Tuka cannot really afford to play Jax right there, right? Like, it's gives them too much value. They don't have it, but if they did, it wouldn't even be that great of a play.
Yeah, it's not the greatest Jax because Dragoved in general, it's really good at answering Jax. It runs like 500 pings. It's got Rasha, Blood Tier. Yeah.
But two Blood Tiers are already gone, yeah? So...
Yeah, that's true. But he can answer 2 right away.
Is good. Yeah, his positioning is good for it, so...
Yeah, he prepared for it very well.
And it's not like they have it anyways, like we're talking about running Jax, but there's no Jax.
Yeah. Tuka's kind of getting the short end of the stick right now. You got a all spell hand and then not exactly what he wants, but
I feel like Tuka wants to go back toward the middle, toward the left a bit more. Like maybe silence and then play the 4-4 on his left by going back to the middle tile, because they do want to get this infiltrate value. Are they bouncing it? Interesting.
I guess he's more worried about him like buffing it after he dispels it if he were to do so. So like you chromatic it and then they, as we see, he has 2 first wishes to make it a unit again.
Yeah. Okay. I guess they can bounce it for a while, and then they have to rebase 3 mana every time. But now they're probably expecting it to be Dragon Vet or like a Control Vet, maybe Sabotage even. But they probably expect them to have Emeras and things like that. So these bounces can have value later, is what I'm a bit scared. Wow, the triple first wish is pretty strong there.
Yeah, that's a very strong. What is this animal, like a lion? It's a very strong.
It's a lynx. It's a ghost lynx.
Oh, you're true. It's a very strong lynx. Yeah, it's gonna one hit this Rejuve, and even after it does that, it's still gonna be on 2 HP. So he still has to. He can't just ping it with like a blood tear or something. He has to actually take the 4 damage.
Okay, he's gonna replay a 3 and he's not gonna buff the leaks to 4 or 6.
It makes more sense to develop.
I mean, sure. I don't know, it doesn't make that much more sense because you still could develop the Portal Guardian.
If you're only buffing the links, you could with the 3 first wishes, but then you'd have a 0 attack Portal Guardian. And it's not the biggest deal, but...
Yeah, no, but it's not that great, you're right.
Yeah, it's like you're giving plus 2/2 to a minion, but you're not developing a 2/3, so overall you're getting more stats this way anyway.
Yeah, it's not like you need the card draw because if you play the 2 wishes, you're gonna overdraw a card. I mean, not overdraw it, but you're not gonna draw a card at the end of the turn. So.
Taka got a decent.
Yeah.
Taka got a decent Dancing Blade value this turn, so it looks like he may actually be able to come back now.
I mean, Joker has been ahead for like since the turn when they played their whole hand. Even though they had a weak turn after, like it's not like Cranky had strong turn, so I feel like Joker has been ahead like the whole time, and it shows in the HP and the board. Like Cranky is getting very low, and now he has to do very unoptimal play just to kill this 4/6. Oh well, that helps.
Ooh, yeah, Bone Storm helps a lot. It looks like he's going for Primus Blood Tear though. Maybe
he cannot. He has not enough mana. He's gonna be First Wish plus Primus.
No, you're right. Yes. It's more tempo and also Bone Swarm in general is good against tempo banner because they like to just play a bunch of stuff, and if you don't think about Bone Swarm, maybe they'll play it around themselves.
Well, yeah, and then eventually they can have a pretty strong. They want to have a big board to go big tree. Oh, he's going face.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that. It makes sense. He did a good job of protecting. Maybe he doesn't think he could actually win if he starts clearing because he's using so much of his turn. And then Taka actually has late game advantage because he has Jackson Grove, whereas you don't really have a whole lot of late game.
Well, yeah, but I feel like you kind of say like they used 2 answers, so they don't have anymore. I guess he doesn't expect Chika to have more answers. He used 1 chromatic and 2 bounce already, right? So I don't expect him to have more, but he's gonna be... Wow, it's so close. It's 1 of Blitzle, by the way. From Chika.
Yeah, he could Hearth Sister in and then chromatic for 8.
Yeah. But he's gonna have to chromatic the Tiger. But I think you're fine with it. Like, you chromatic the Tiger and then you block all around Cranky. And this is where the Gun Swap's gonna get some value, but... Oh no, look, they're playing around it too, with this positioning. Only 2 things are gonna be next to the General.
I kind of like Hearth Sistering the Tiger away, or the Tiger away and then hitting the Primus, because without Chromatic, Amar can actually be a little bit of a threat. It's not the biggest deal because you have such a board lead, but...
Well, but you do still have the Sister, right? Sister also can answer it. I mean, I guess it's not as unconditional, but yeah. I do feel like you hit phase. Are you really that scared to die there? I guess Cranky did just go completely face, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you actually can die there, can you? Because Vitruvian, I don't know if they do more than 1 damage per mana.
12 damage is... 12 damage with no board would be like very hard with 8 mana. I mean, it would be 10 damage because of the 2 you get with General.
Yeah, you need some like unique stuff like Flame Blood or something to actually pull that off, and I don't think he runs anything more than 1 damage per mana.
Yeah, but obviously they don't know that. But you could get like Triple Rush. I think Triple Rush Primus is the best, and it's only 9. So they were safe by 1. That was the case, but there's no Triple Rush.
You're right, he actually used all First Wishes too.
Yeah, no First Wishes anymore, so... So now he has to clear this. Can't go face.
Yeah.
Okay, is it game now? Surely it is, yeah?
Yeah, it's just Fenrir and Mystic can hit for 9 with Razorback.
Yeah. Razorback sister is...
It looks like he sees it.
well, no, you don't do sister like this, right?
Mm.
Just sister your own unit, so you go behind?
Yeah, you did. Well, there's probably a bunch of ways, but the
Yeah,
way
there's probably a bunch of ways.
the way I'm seeing is just like sister the Mystic and behind him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. And then Razorback. Yep, they're doing it. Oh yeah, Grinch said it was almost... They almost did the sister on the previous. They almost misplayed.
Oh.
But they got it. They got it.
Yeah, they got it in there. Sometimes it's harder to see these things in
Yeah, in Team Voice and let's say Team Voice can become a bit chaotic.
Oh yeah. Yeah, one person telling you like, oh, that won't work, that won't work. You gotta do this.
Yeah, exactly what Simon says. When the pressure is on and 5 goons are shouting at you. Yeah. Alright, okay, so that was the first match. So now they keep the Vanna and they're facing the Magma. So this is like the frenzy Magma with the Grove Keepers to get even more frenzies everywhere.
Yeah, I think this deck is really sick because if they ever try to surround you with like a lock turn, in this case they don't run lock, but if they try to surround you, you just equip the frenzy artifacts and you just clear everything.
Yeah, the one of Iridium Scare is very funny. The Bounded Life Force can also surprise in the late game. And I think the artifact, this artifact is pretty underrated. The 4 mana deal plus 3 attack. I don't know if you want to run 3 of them. Because it can sometimes be clunky in your hand. But it's pretty strong. Like it's very hard for some faction to get rid of it because you keep hitting them for 5. And they have to break it on their turn, so they usually have to eat it with their face again and take 5 more. Like it's a lot of damage.
Yeah, and the banner deck does run 2 Rust Crawler, which can be a big deal, but I found with Regalia, as long as you get like a good trade-off of it initially, Rust Crawler isn't that big of a deal. So if he equips his Claw and like kills a Rejuve, I think it's still pretty worth getting rusted.
Well, it's not that big of a deal that it got removed, but like for you as a Lion player, it's not that big of a deal that it got removed. But for the other team that they had no other way to remove it, it's a huge deal that it got removed.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's one of those things where the player himself may not matter, or themselves may not care about it, but the Vanna player is like, oh, I really wanted that gun.
Like, you can't say that it's not a big deal when we literally just got farmed last week by 1 Regalia every game. Come on.
Well, I just meant from my point of view, but yeah, you're right.
No, yeah, as a Lion, you feel okay with it. I mean, it's not great for you, but if you used 1 charge or if you got a good trade with it, you feel fine. It's still not optimal. You're still not super happy to see it. Right.
Yeah. But it looks like Banner opened Fenrir, which is really good to have. Whenever I go second, I don't open Fenrir, I'm so sad. But he got it this time.
Well, yeah. That's the strength of Vanna, right? When you have Fenrir. It's the second time they go second, but this time they have Fenrir. The thing is, Sun has a good hand, I think, for follow-up. Like, not yet, but just having the Harvester could be like, could gain a lot of time.
Yeah, Harvester is huge in this matchup. It's good that they did send Magmar to try and counter Banner because it's very hard for Banner to deal with these cards like Macantor and Harvester.
Yeah, it's hard for them to drop a Jax too. I mean, they didn't see Jax in the first game, but they probably expect it.
Yeah. And he's taking the tile here of Fenrir, which is interesting to me. I usually like to hide mine from general hit, but in this case, I guess he's not worried about anything like Fortitude. It's not as common anymore. And it'll deny any tempo from Sun.
I feel like... I mean, it's actually awkward. I feel like Sun Hands is good in the long run, but it's not like necessarily great for this one. Yeah, they just drop a 4-4. I feel like that's kind of what they want to do, just gain time. and try to get Tuka to overcommit to the board a bit for this Harvester. Use this 4-4 as tempo. They're probably gonna run from the 4-4 and not kill it, but
Yeah, it's gonna set up a really good Harvester no matter what, based on Tuka's hand. Like, look at his hand; it's all gonna die to Harvester if he tries to play it all.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? With this kind of hand, he kind of still wants to play it all, even if he dies to Harvester, because what else do you do?
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of want to. There's not much else to do, so you kind of want at least some type of like hope that I get Razorback type of thing. But once this Harvester comes down, it's really sad to go against.
But
You might save
at
the
least,
Heart Sister for it though.
yeah, you probably don't play the sister, but you at least will get these 2 1-1s. It's not gonna really cost you cards, right? These no chasers, at least a comeback. Is
Oh, for sure.
what you think?
Yeah, I think I want a Mystic double chaser here because you don't really lose. You only lose 1 card
Yeah.
really, and yeah.
Oh, interesting though. I didn't expect the Fenrir to stay in range of the 4-4. I guess that's fine, because then if the Harvester it dies, the 4-4. Oh, and the attack. I mean, yeah, it's just gonna get full cleared, yeah.
A good thing.
Down.
A good thing with this kind of hand now, though, is that if he Harvesters this turn, he doesn't really need to, but if he does, he can then remove it, and then he has Jacks for the next turn, and hopefully you don't draw a second one.
Well, yeah, it could be silenced. But there's no way Magmar doesn't Harvester there, yeah? Again, they could flash McIntyre, but it's really not that great comparatively.
Yeah. Yeah, Harvester for sure the best turn, I think. I'm just worried as the Magmar player here that if I don't draw another Harvester and they remove it, I might not have an answer for Jack. So like Flash McCanter, while it's not the best, it's still a way to preserve your Harvester for that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's looking like they're gonna meta, which isn't bad. It gets rid of all the value.
Okay.
Yeah.
They want to get an even bigger Harvester. I kind of like it, yeah.
Well, also it denies so much value. He doesn't get the recurring Snow Chasers, and he doesn't have to deal with the Dying Wish.
Yeah, now that's very big, and they also now the 4-4 is still a 4-3 and on the face of the job. No, it's very good. It's a very good meta actually. I didn't realize that meta was so good there.
Yeah, that was a really good meta.
And Tuka now has a very awkward hand as well. Very, very awkward. You can't really get rid of these Jacks, because otherwise what do you do next turn? Right? So,
Yeah.
what do you remove? The answer? 3-2? Is your turn 3-2 pass? Oh, it's...
I don't know if Heart Sister is that worth keeping regardless, but yeah, it's like, even if you replace this and get like a Rejuve, the best thing you're kind of hoping for is Dancing Blade here, I think.
Yeah, Dancing Blade would be great, but the thing is, like, what if you get nothing? You can't afford to, like, just use this Hailstone. You know they're gonna play, like, a bunch of bigger things, no?
Yeah, it's a really rough position to be in. Because, like, you know this Jax is, like, for sure gonna get answered, but maybe sometimes you just have to pray and go for it.
Yeah, well, I guess it's just Tempo Razorback. And you cannot get out of range of this 4-3 anyways, so you might as well kill the 2-2 and Tempo Razorback. Very, very sad. You're not playing it in range of the 4-3, are you? Oh, he's gonna trade with it? Okay. And sure. I don't really like it. I feel like you could just ignore this 4-4 maybe. Maybe you can't. Are they gonna replace that 2-drop? Interesting. And they have a very stacked hand. Sun has a strong hand for the following. So I guess it don't need the 2-drop for fitting the curve. They could just play an end right there.
Okay, I'm back, sorry. I wonder if he's gonna just Flash Elder here. It's very strong.
That's what I was thinking too. Like you just go back 2 and flash it down. Man, you can even just go back 1, right? Don't need to go back 2. Like you can go top left to stay close and put pressure. But I guess you can take 4 damage.
I kind of like 2 back because you don't want to take the 4 damage. Like you're the late game in this position, and you have a very good hand. You have every answer you need for Banner, so you just want, as long as you're living, you're winning.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be Flash Elder, and then Tuka has a decision, which is either deal with it or Jax. His Jax is not great though. There's already 1 slot that's taken, and you expect Harvester.
Yeah, and now he even has 2 Harvester. He has everything he wants in this matchup.
Yeah, he has a life bone. He has everything. I don't know. I like being 1 closer from Tuka. Just to be, you can kill him soon with this sound, but I guess it's fine to be safe.
Yeah,
They don't need to. They don't need to be aggressive. It's true.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like you're probably right that you could close out the game, but at the same time you don't really need to close out the game because no matter what, you have late game.
Exactly. Okay, so they went with the answer turn, which I think is pretty correct. Like if you Jax and then your Jax gets onside and the Scimitar that's still there, like you're kind of dead. This way you can put a 1-up. The thing that's good for Tuka is that they are stuck on this side of the board, but it might not be that big of a deal, honestly.
Yeah, he found the 3rd Snow Chaser, which is really big here because it evens out his mana here, and also gives him more value.
It was guaranteed, right, with a Cryo, I think. It's our last one, so if Sun can like remove this one, silence it, they cannot Cryo and draw with Cryo again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so his remaining cryos for like Harvester with like a hit from something won't be a thing anymore. Well, they'll be a thing, but they won't be as valuable.
I mean, there's a good chance that they trade the Snow Chaser next turn and just replace it.
Yep.
It might be time for the first Harvester.
You think so? You don't want to make enter here?
I do want to make enter, but you could just... I think both plays are fine.
Yeah. Both are good. Harvester develops like a... Oh wow, I'm surprised you replaced that. I guess he feels like he's gonna Macanter the next few turns and he's gonna hold on to Harvester, maybe. Oh,
Yeah, no, definitely Macantors.
He was,
now that he has only one, you never Harvester, you keep it for Jax. Yeah, I think the plan is to just keep it in hand forever until Jax. Because if they keep doing that, answering every board, at some point Tuka will have just Jax. And then that's where they Harvester.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that this is now. They're gonna Jax and Snow Chaser, and they're gonna get Harvester.
A big reason why I'm a big fan of Macanter here rather than Harvester is because you have Life Force in your hand, so if you get him low enough after 2 Macanters, he's just dead.
Yeah, for sure. I think Macanter's better. It's also just better for your curve, it's better for everything. But it's just they were overing it, and I was like, yeah, they could play it.
Yeah.
It's way more aggressive. It also means that you don't have to hit the 4-3 so you form more life. Yeah.
This turn for Tekka, he's gonna. I feel like he might want to flash freeze this Macanter and run away, but he might feel like he's healthy enough to take the floor. So
I don't know. I feel like you flash freeze because you're gonna play Jax, right? And then after you Jax, you say, okay, Harvester can come down, right, and kill my Jax. So if you just flash with it, at least they clear their own Macanter with Harvester. It's not a great price, but because your Jax still dies. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because of the Harvester you freeze, because at least it dies. It's not great though.
He's hovering this Life Force. I wonder if he's thinking of replacing it. I'd be really surprised because next turn he could just kill him if Harvester is in range.
Yeah, this hand is very strong. I don't know if you need to. I mean, you could replace the healing, honestly. I guess they're a bit low. Maybe they don't want to do that, but they have life gone, so they want to be like very low and then heal with it a bit potentially. It's not like Vanna can really kill you out of nowhere. They need a board first, right? So
Yeah. And you're gonna have such big tempo, like this turn is probably gonna be Harvester Phalanxer, and that's very hard to deal with right
yeah,
now.
it's very strong. So I would like to remove the healer, but the Emerald Rejuvenator. And play the Fighting Sign in their face. Yeah, like there.
Yeah, if you want to be extra safe too, just to like pre-safe it for the future, you could flash out the Rejuve and get rid of Phalanxer too. But
Yeah,
I
you
don't think you
could.
need to.
But then you lose it because it's on 2 life and it gets harvested. You really don't want to do that, I feel like.
Yeah.
Then you definitely go face. Yeah. I like this split up. It's very
Yeah.
hard for Hana now to do anything.
I'm glad he hit too, because that sets up if he Hailstones a Harvester, but he leaves Phalanxer, he sets up for lethal
Yeah.
for Life Force.
Yeah, if they have to kill the fans, well, they can run away from fans. They don't need to kill it, right? Oh no, they cannot run away. What am I saying?
Yeah.
They will have to block it.
Yeah, so that hit actually matters if they remove Harvester here. If he wants to
yeah,
just
for sure.
instantly end the game.
I mean, they're really safe. Vanna really doesn't have burst out of hand. It's not some guy. So
He could body block though to prevent Life Force if he's playing around it. But the issue of it is it plays into Macanter. So you're in this like Magmar triangle right now, where it's like you play around one thing.
Unfortunately, I think they have to hit this 4-2, right?
Yeah, they
maybe
do.
they go to yeah. I mean, the end doesn't give them much of a choice. They're gonna block it.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay, so it looks like he's kind of just hoping that Sun doesn't have much to punish it. That way he can have a little more aggression in his play.
I mean, it's kind of their only out. How do they win this game if they are not trying to go face there? I feel like they don't have much of a choice.
Yeah, he's kind of hoping that Sun has like a really awkward turn. Like he has like 3 flashes and like no minions or something. That way he could Razorback and win next turn.
Yeah. Well, Harvester's back. Yeah, so if you're Sun, you can afford to take 3 damage now. You go to 6. For this Macantor hit. And maybe you're scared, maybe you don't have to do it. You just Macantor and kill the 3-2 with the Phalanxer.
I kind of like yeah, I kind of like just splash Rejuve and just Macanter. Because it also body blocks from any like weird Snowpiercer, Spirit of the Wild lethals.
Did you just replace Harvester into Harvester? Actually, I didn't know. Yeah, okay, then they're going face. And the healing, yep. Well, if that's the case, it's very weird.
Yeah, it's probably just like a visual bug with replays.
Alright, they found healing. They found healing. This game's not over yet.
Yeah.
It's still not great for Vanna, but it's not over.
I wonder how he survives though.
I feel like you just. I mean, I feel like you have to run away. And if third Macantor's there, well, you die anyways. But I feel like you run to up, you kill the Macantor with the freeze, you heal, and you put the 1-drop like in a line in front of the 4-2 just to block. And you hope there's no Sun Macantor.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's still not looking great, but you can live a bit, and maybe
you
you get to do something.
I don't know if his deck runs Snowpiercer, Spirit of the Wild, because that actually would be a win con that he could go for.
No, they were not playing Spirit of the Wild. It was last week, right? Was last week the patch? Yeah, what am I saying? The patch has been out for 3 weeks
This
now.
is last week.
Yeah, don't listen to me. Yeah.
2 weeks of
yeah.
patch time.
We've not seen. Actually, I don't know, but we've not seen too many Spirit of the Wild. At least, right?
There were
don't think
some
so.
last week.
Yeah, there was some.
I actually think it's a really strong card because like you get in these
Oh, yeah.
positions where like you get them low, but then your opponent plays like some board wipe because they reach the mana that they finally played, and then you kind of need a finisher.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got a really good turn here though. He's got Rejuve 2/2, and he could clear.
Yeah, but no Macintor. So to
Yeah, he
cast
can't
him-
close the game yet.
These no-trades are getting value quite a bit. And it's not like they have a bad to cast also a good turn next turn with Dancing Blade healing, potentially.
Hmm.
It's not gonna be like good enough, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, Dancing Blade's pretty good here. The issue is that it doesn't really clear anything wholly. Like it'll like
Yeah.
half clear all three of these minions.
You probably do it still on the 4/4. Because this 4/4 is hitting your face anyways. And this way you
That-
can block the general from you a bit more.
There's Hearthsister. You could
That's not
send
too
this Rejuve far away.
Yeah, I like this better probably then. But it would be better if the Rejuve doesn't hit your face. Except they don't know yet, but because Sun has not shown, but they have Glow, they have Live Bound. So yeah.
Yeah.
So this general is actually very dangerous. Can they survive actually?
I think
Yeah.
if you, actually, I don't think there's a way for him to survive here. The way I was thinking is you like block off his general if you're playing around like general stuff like adamantine claws, and then
But yeah.
you Hearthsister where to the right of the young Silithar. That way it blocks off from your Rejuve being hit, but then your general opens up.
No,
his general.
there's a way to block. It's just the way to block is you just Dancing Blade the 4/4 and kill it with your general, and then you heal 4 and you have a 4/4 and a 4/6 in front of the general. But yeah, and yeah, Green said they had no idea they had bounded or close at this point.
Yeah, this was a good play if you don't know all that. I was just trying to
Yeah,
think of a way
course.
for both.
Yeah, I think the only way to survive from bounded or stuff was literally just taking this from out of the base, but they couldn't really know. It's like it's a play that we can say because we see the ends and we know what's up, but it's not really a play you want to make in the game.
They had a good try on it though. They almost were coming back. Like if Magmar didn't kill them that turn, and they had they were actually drawing kind of awkward compared to what they could have had to just close out the game. So they actually could have had a chance to win there.
Well, now they saw Livebound, but they didn't see the close still or the frenzy artifact. So interesting. Yeah, they didn't really draw late game either. No trees. The thing is, like the Jacks, they didn't really want to play the Jacks, right? But they got Jacks anyway. Okay, next matchup, they're sending the Ambition. So wow, this is a spell recursion Ambition. So that's interesting. With a Veil and Alcuin to get back these spells.
Something really interesting with Keeper is that I think they might be running it because the way I view Keeper is whenever I put it in decks, it's to have more heal. So it's not only that, but also if you get a Night Sorrow, getting a 1-mana Night Sorrow is really huge.
It's very strong, yes. But Alcuin, it's like you can't really copy your Novas. It's really hard to copy your Nova.
Yeah.
Because the opponents need to not play a spell in their turn. but it could happen. That would be fun to see some duplication on the Novas. Copying Volpus, just Volpus is also very strong. It's like, for 5 mana, you play Volpus twice in a turn, and you get a 3-1. It's a lot of healing, a lot of damage.
Something really interesting that you could do though is if you're able to combo them together, like Veil copies the Alcuin that happened to live, and then you have the Nova combo.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well that's a strong starting hand for Sun, but Robno's hand is also not too bad.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like, depending on what you draw, Rabnu's hand may not be the greatest, but like against this type of hand where it's Balancer and like 2-drop spam, Spectral Blade's gonna get a ton of value here.
Yeah, they did start in the middle, so put pressure on this tile. So there might be pressure to take it instead of starting on the side. They could still start on the side with 2+1.
I'm kind of worried to do 2+1 against a middle opener like that when you have Spectral Blade, because you kind of want to invite them to come into you, while having it equipped. I think, like I would actually just want to pre-equip it here.
So you would play 1 and pre-equip, or?
I would want a Mystic and Spectral, I think.
So you take the tile, yeah.
Yeah. You want to invite them in a way that doesn't have them super surrounding you. I mean, although if they do want to come in like that, that's fine too, because maybe you draw into Grasp and then you could bait them into it.
Yeah, Grinch is right though. They did show Rush Crawler, so pre-equipping Blade is very scary. I do like this. Ooh, the double Nova top deck and the early game. It's always what you love to see. That's rough. Very, very rough. But I mean, that's you play these 7-drops to draw them, right? Maybe not that early. You know, sometimes when you play Abyssian like Creep, you have these games where you just draw 7-drops the whole game, and you're like, come on. I don't want to see them early game, so you keep replacing them, and then in the late game, they're not there anymore.
Yeah, you get rid of them and they just get mad at you and they never come back.
Yeah.
At least you will have one if you replace one.
Yeah, but you could draw, you know, the other 7-drop.
True.
Sometimes you keep replacing them into each other. It's a life of Abyssian. Let's see. Okay. Well,
Okay, that's
I guess
pretty
you
good.
equip blades.
Like, I don't think double blade this turn is that great, but I think having 2 blades in general is very good, because the first one's going to get a ton of value, and likely against this deck, the second one later on will get a ton of value. If no
Yeah, I
rush
feel like you
draw.
just play 1 blade. You could either kill only the Mystic and try to save your 2-1, but you could also kill the egg with a 2-1 instead. And I would block the 4/4 from you.
I kind of like ignoring the young for now, and saving the crawler, but they're going for the egg kill, which makes sense too.
Okay, they want to kill the 4/4. Yeah, that's not bad. And they would equip the second one after eating.
Oh, okay, they're not going for the egg. Oh, okay, so
Oh
this
no,
is
they don't equip it. They don't equip it. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like. Ooh.
They definitely don't. They shouldn't equip the second one. I agree with that. But what they did was really interesting, because if you look at the creep tile they just set up.
Yeah, this tile is very good.
Yeah. So they played around where they could clear the artifact, and if they do go to clear it with the young, the egg is gonna die.
Yeah, I like it. I like this spirit a lot. This tile is very strong there. It's also like another tile that's gonna bother you later at all. For Novas. I mean, it's never a consideration when you do it that early. Like, you don't really care why it is, right? You don't care for the late game, but it's still good to know that it's not gonna be on the side and prevent you from doing a nice 4 Nova. Okay, that's where they go close. Okay, so and this is where this claw is super annoying.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
annoying.
Without the void pulses and such, it is so hard to deal with as a Abyssian because for you to even clear it without all that stuff, you have to take 5 every time, and usually it's not a big deal, but in this type of situation where you're behind it, it's kind of rough.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that turn was so weak, right? Like, if they had a 2-drop with a turn, at least they would have something to help here, but fortunately, this is looking rough for the Abyssian.
And here we even see the combo, the artifact combo. He's got the frenzy one if he really needs it.
Yeah, we might see it come into play next turn.
Yeah. We actually have a ton of frenzy. We have Vindicator, Grovekeeper too for later on.
Oh no, it's so rough for Robno. Robno?
I think if on his 6-mana turn he starts drawing a bunch of pulses and stuff, that way he could safely start Novaing or Revenanting, he might be fine. But, because I don't think he's in the worst spot. He could clear these minions with Spectral Blade pretty decently. But he does really need Void Pulses here.
I think he's in a very, very bad spot. Like, he can't clear the whole board, and he cannot touch the artifact. And he doesn't even have that strong of a play this turn, like, you know?
Well, the biggest thing for Abyssian is they mainly just want to safely get to 7 mana, so he does like need really specific draws this turn. So I think he needs like double pulse and like a blood tier next turn. He needs something crazy like that.
Oh, and now they're getting frenzied.
Yep.
They're getting frenzied, and that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, this is really huge frenzy value.
But yeah,
the big thing too
didn't
is that
expect it. It's so hard to expect that there. Like, after a Whirlpool game that went pretty long, they didn't see any of this.
Yeah, I don't think you should have even played around it regardless because it's a 1-of, but it's just funny to see this type of thing. A big thing too is that it saves them 2 HP here, which actually kind of matters in this situation. If he drew like Void Pulses or whatever.
I mean, it's not like Robno at the end that way could do anything else, right? The end was so rough that they couldn't really do anything else. Yeah, Gunch saying same thing. It's no use playing around card when you just can't. You have to play your own card. You have to try to do something. So
yeah, you can't really play around it there. And now he's even provoked, which is kind of rough here because he can't get a good trade on it. Well, he can now with Blood Tier.
This is so doomed.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the play is like you push, you throw this away. You throw this away. You ping the 2/1. You go down 2 and you kill the egg, kill 1, but like, or you could go to the right side too instead.
Yeah, on the bright side he does get to heal 1 here, but like he's taking 4 more the next turn anyway for free, every turn.
Yeah, well I mean, that's the thing, he's not gonna be able to stop the artifact ever.
Yeah.
Right now.
Like, whenever I think of Adamantine Claws, I usually think of it for the Lioner matchup, but like even in this matchup you're seeing it gets a ton of value every now and then.
The
it's kind of like...
Yeah, the blood is great.
Yeah.
But like, in Abyssian, this is completely necessary with new Assassin, right? I tried to play Assassin without it, and it makes a huge difference.
Oh yeah, you really kind of need it, because not only just for situations like this, but also for Night Sound.
Yep, I like them blocking. Unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna be enough, but because that is gonna be Vindicator, right?
Yeah,
Vindicator.
I do like them not playing around Mecanter here and instead blocking, because I think they kind of have to just survive from these Adamantine Claw hits. Oh wow, they even got it.
Yeah, well, they will not survive very long.
No.
Yeah, losing the artifact as well.
And Vendi even gets a clean trade on this blood tier, which is huge.
Yeah, I really feel like you want to do that, right? You want to go fade.
Yeah, you do.
You don't even... Do you even care about this this blade? Like, you're gonna eat it once, and then you could like throw a 4/4 face.
No, you realistically could like ignore it because you're very healthy regardless if you take the 4. But I do like saving the Phalanxer because maybe they're in like desperation mode and they feel like they have to Nova for whatever reason to win. And in that case, you have Phalanxer for lethal next turn.
Yeah, the life could matter, and also like it's the only value you get out of Rush Crawler, right? It's the second one you see, so. I was thinking of not eating. Nah, I think you eat, right? I mean, I guess they have Life Bone. I mean, right now, they need triple pulse to remove this. Not double pulse enough, but like. Life Bone follow up is 13 damage if the claw's not done, so.
Yeah, without Void Pulses in this type of matchup where they're equipping artifacts this early, it's really rough. I think they're really thinking about Night Sorrow Rejuve. They're hovering it.
Yeah, it's not too bad of a turn. Grinch says this turn is where it all turns around. Okay, let's see it.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
Let's see it all turn around.
I see 2 ways to frenzy, and I see a white force, so I'm very curious to see this.
I wonder how it will turn out.
He actually can block. He can block over Druid and then run away.
Well, yeah, but there's still frenzy artifact and other frenzy things. But,
Yeah,
they have to. They obviously have to. But
yeah, it doesn't feel good, but they're surviving.
Okay, it's coming. They're coming back. Coming back. Look, the heals.
The heals.
And ouch. 5, 10, 11. They're not dead, right? It's only 11.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's 12 with Vindy. It's 12 with Vindy. They are dead.
They have 5 on Grovekeeper. Can Vindy actually hit if you Grovekeeper though?
Yeah. You suicide it on the 4/4. Like you play it in the middle.
Oh, you're right.
And you suicide it on the 4/4.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's exactly so. Well, they did what they could, but sometimes it just doesn't work.
And we even have a provoked Vindicator just to taunt him even more.
Yeah. This is where you see the power of these artifacts. Artifacts are strong. They're very strong when and unsaid it's like infinite value. This kind of artifact like Regalia and this one that can stay and you can keep using their value. If you don't have an answer for them, it's so tough.
Yeah, they're very annoying. If you think about it, Claw is kind of like Regalia with more damage, except it's less safety but more damage.
Yeah.
And you even have Frenzy combo. Oh,
and now we have Face artifacts coming, and they do have some exploits. And it's kind of an artifact and saboteur hybrid, kind of.
Yeah, I kind of like it a little bit against this type of Magmar. It's not the greatest, I don't think, in some situations, but like if you equip these artifacts, you can rival their artifacts, and it might just be like a swinging with big general battle.
Yeah, and they did see some rush crawlers, but they have more actually on that, and like Windstrike is very good for that. Where it just gives you a free artifact, right? The more I see Windstrike, and the more I like it, it feels not bad at all. Like you can put it far away, it's still gonna hit face, and then you're gonna get more value out of it because you get a free staff. It's very nice. Okay, they finally go first. By the way, I think it's the first time they're going first, right?
Yeah, it's a comeback time.
Comeback time. They have a start. Is the greatest start? I don't know. It's normal start.
Yeah, you get a pretty normal start, but I think having First Wish alongside it is very good.
Interesting.
Ooh.
They keep the X-Blade. They didn't replace it.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. I guess they really value it for like the phalanxers and stuff. They really think they may need like this type of board clear.
Yeah. Well, they're getting double too, so they might be right on this one.
Yeah, like in this case, he's getting a decent value out of Hexblade. Does it work where it turns into a one attack when you hit it? Like you save
Yes.
3 HP here?
Yes. So if you hit first, it will go to 1 HP and to 1 attack. I'm pretty sure. But if they hit you first, they won't. I think that's how it works. It's been a while since I've played X-Blade actually, but I believe that's how it works. We might just see it there. So they could also blood your Tiger on the 4th, but it's not. Doesn't feel good.
Yeah, they could do a few other cute things, but I think Hexblade's getting a ton of value right now, and like against this whole deck in general, it's gonna get good value.
And X team definitely doesn't expect it because they replaced their anti-artifact last turn, their Restorer. So they're not expecting artifacts.
Yeah, I feel like I may have done the same thing because when I think of Vitruvian, I usually think of like Obelisk or Dragalvet, and they don't run artifacts other than Strike.
Yeah, I understand they wanted like stronger things to do, like especially early when you have such a small hand, right? You really want to find follow-up. Yeah, it's only 1 damage. No, it's not the best up for Sun. Oh, okay. Alright then.
Always replace into it.
They replace it next turn, and then they get it back. Ooh, that feels bad, man. Oh, feels good, man, depending on who you're rooting for.
Oh yeah, I feel like if they got any 2-drop, it'd be a good Vindy turn regardless, because Vindy would clear it itself, but it definitely helps a lot more that you could keep the body.
I mean, it can already clear it with just a 2-drop and a face, but you can protect the Vindy and get a 1/4. You don't have to use the Vindy effect now, and it's pretty annoying.
Something interesting too is he could double hit here and then play Grovekeeper and provoke the egg. That way you can't clear the Grovekeeper with like Yukira or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna preserve the Vendy stack and just hide it.
It's really putting, where would you put it? Like behind the Silita and 2 back? Or at the very top? No, if you do behind the Silita and 2 back, you can get silenced by an Ephemeral Shrub. Oh, they don't play it. They don't
Wow.
Vindy.
I'm very surprised by that. I think maybe they value the combo of Grovekeeper Vendy that much, but that's a long ways off. That's a 2 turn. That's 2 turns after this.
Yeah, and usually like Vindy, even if you can't really use it, if you don't have a great follow up with it, I really like just deploying it because opponent really wants to answer it. I guess I do expect Tigers though, if they think Dragal or something like that.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Tigers is a very good answer.
Yeah, they're probably playing around Tiger, which makes sense. I still kind of would want to do it because it forces their turn to be Tiger, and then Rustcrawler would clear it anyway. But it makes sense to play around it.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's just gonna be a 4-drop turn, no? You don't really like it, but it's just an Emerald Rejuvenator turn. Yeah. Interesting. They're going in an adventure with the drop.
I think they're worried about Frenzy so much.
Yeah, it's not get Frenzy.
Yeah, like Iridium scale would be scary. And not in general, I kind of like the Mystic position because it's not in range of Young anymore.
Wait, I didn't see. Were they playing Rasha's Curse?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you. Okay, well, there's no Rasha's Curse yet. all these claws.
I feel like we're gonna see more claw value. We're gonna see this claw just go crazy again.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, Green's saying that's why they brought the vets. Is
Because of Russia.
yeah, is to remove artifacts. I mean, Sun would like to not play Pro if he could, because he's scared of Russia's probably too. But this turn it's either Russia or Grovekeeper. It's either Crow or Grovekeeper. So it's probably gonna be Crow.
Yeah, I think it's kind of worth the risk because if you Grovekeeper's good too. I was gonna say if you do force Russia this turn, it's preventing like Scarab and stuff, which is really huge to prevent. So I don't think it's a big deal regardless.
It's really good, but it's probably gonna get dispelled. I mean, you don't mind the dispel that much. Could also just get Tiger First Wish. Tiger First Wish might be better. You do floor the mana. You don't like it. Tiger and Pink then could work. Don't really want to float mana. Well, now you can Tiger on double First Switch, get a 5/5. Like you Tiger First Switch and put the other First Switch on your Emerald Reg, maybe. So that we cannot get Macintom.
Yeah, I like that. I was thinking of a way if there's a way to equip Hexblade and hit the Grovekeeper, but there's not. Because your body blocking your own rejuve.
Yeah, well, and the double taunt is annoying.
Yeah. So
also, like in this kind of situation, you really don't want to risk a second Rust Crawler. Like, that would really put you down, right?
Yeah, I think you have to go for the play you're talking about, Tiger, and make a 5/5.
I think I like it. It's not bad. You get the ball.
Oh,
they're gonna silence instead. I guess I want to be aggressive. I want to keep Tigers to go face.
Oh, he roped.
Oh, they roped. Yeah.
He was really thinking about where to put it. I think he was thinking about Lightbender at first, but then it dies the Grovekeeper anyway. And then he thought about Mystic and he roped before he got to it.
Yeah. Now he's gonna take a lot of damage, no?
Yeah.
I mean, they do have a board, so...
The scariest thing right now is that, with his hand, because we can see it, is that if he does go face, he has Adamantine Claws, and then he'll have a 13 attack bounded the turn after.
Yeah. Well, their hand is awkward though. They need to find something. I was thinking about replacing. Maybe just thinking about a meta turn then, just meta and kill everything. It'll be pretty strong too. Like they don't have to play too fast, right?
That would be a fine turn too. Ooh, we got Harvester.
Well, that's the turn. That has to be the turn. It clears everything, yeah.
I kind of like going face here because he bounded next turn. Oh, never mind, they replaced it. So I guess it is Harvester. Yeah, I guess it is Harvester. Yeah, it's looking like Harvester.
It's a lot of damage on recreative face. It's not over though. At all, this one. Because it did also kill the 5-2 at the same time, so it's not that insane. And this X-Blade is very good at answering that. So.
Yeah, we have really good Hexblade value, and in general, the Magmar deck so far that we've seen doesn't really have a way to... It doesn't have minions that are good into Hexblade.
Well, that's even better. Now you have the 2-drop to follow, because I was gonna say the only problem with Hexblade is like, you don't really want to play this Blood tier with it. So if you just get to play 2-3 instead, it's really good. Hexblade being pretty good against these big magma guys.
Yeah, even like if he drew Yakiras, it'd be really big against this deck, because a lot of his stuff is like 4 HP or lower. In this case, Hexblade specifically is really good because Harvester.
Yeah, it's very specific though.
wonder-
But
oh.
it was okay. Oh, they don't play the 2-drop. I
Yeah.
really dislike that.
Well, he's doing it to play around Mccanter because if he Mcanters now, if it's like his only play for some reason, it dies. But yeah, it's
I
kind of
understand. I understand why they do that, but I feel like they really want to draw 2 cards.
Yeah, I think maybe in their head they're thinking like, we have an artifact, they have nothing, and we're relatively even HP. We don't need the value as much because we might just close the game out before
Yeah,
they do.
okay. You know,
So
you might
as
be
long
right.
as long as we avoid like value from Mccanter, maybe we outrace them, type of thing. I personally would have played Blood Tier if I wanted to play around it, just because it's still not great into Mccanter, but at least you're getting somewhat of value and you're drawing a card. But I see what their game plan is.
I mean, I feel like they don't have Russias in hand and they still expect artifacts, so they don't really want to play the Blood Tier in case they have to clear one manually. But yeah, Grinch is right. He's saying that Hexblade, one of the problem is it doesn't work with Saboteur even. Because it just sets the attack to 1, so even if they have 0 attack, you give them back to 1.
Yeah, you also have to hit it for 5, so like if you take a 5 HP Iron Clip, it's not as great as like a 10 HP one.
Yeah.
Ooh, now he's very low.
I wonder if Hexblade buff could be that to make it like similar to this art to remove artifact, it would set the attack to 0. Would be interesting, right? Because then it would also be an artifact that stays kind of Regalia, kind of like this close. It would stay on the first hit, and then the opponent would need to remove it on their turn. It would be very strong though.
Or even like just lowering the attack like by a number rather than always 1, because like whenever you hit an egg or you hit a saboteur thing or like a blind scorch thing, it feels really bad.
Back to that, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I hit the 0 attack thing, but I still took a charge off.
Yeah. Now it's very awkward though. They are dying.
As long as they play around like general stuff, because they're basically playing like big Magmar, or what is it, one-man army Magmar. So as long as they stay away from them, they're relatively safe, I think. But the issue is Mccanter.
Yeah, the issue is they have to play into Frenzy.
Yeah.
But I mean, they don't have it there. Like, now, are they gonna top deck it?
Ooh.
No. Okay, that was like, God, they're not gonna do a second top deck in the same game.
Yeah, I like this play a lot. They have to risk Mccanter. They can't play around it for like the rest of the game, I think, if they want to.
Yeah, at some point, like you've not seen it, and you have to. Well, it was pretty good to have this 2-drop for this turn. I'm gonna be honest, right?
For sure.
not have it used. And the third hand is not great. This is where the metas crank up. They could just equip one of these weapons. And I don't know.
I like doing that and putting Mystic in a way that Tiger can't hit it. And
Yeah,
then,
like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna meta.
I guess he's worried of dying, which is a consideration. Because you can do 8 on 8 with Vitruvian. Oh, never mind.
True.
It's not really. I don't think it's that big of a deal because Mystic puts
It
you
would
above 8 anyway.
Yeah, it would have more life, so it would be at 17 minus 4 minus 1.
So they'd be at 10.
16, 20, yeah, 10. Well, yeah, you just said 8 plus 2, I'm stupid.
Yeah,
it's not like lucrative and it's that great. I mean, they have plays, just not like have to answer plays. They're gonna play a bunch of minions. They finally have a Russia.
Oh yeah. A good thing about this play, though, the meta one, is it allows you to put Mystic a little more aggressively. Whereas if you didn't do that, you'd either have to hit the tiger, which isn't great, or you'd put in range a tiger and it'd die.
I do like just staff and 2-drop, 4-drop, and heal. Like staff to kill the mystic and just heal as much as possible. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, as long as he's. I'd probably get rid of blood here. I think.
But I think they're already replaced.
Oh yeah, I would just decure your Juve. I think as long as you're body blocking with the Rejuve, you're good. Because you can't play around Mechantry. You gotta hope it's like the bottom of their deck the rest of the game.
Yeah, they can block you instead too to kill the 3-er. Can. But I mean, you saw they didn't have it last turn. They don't want to take any sort of damage.
Yeah, they're just saying you're playing one-man army bath basically. I'm just gonna make sure you never reach me.
Wow. I don't like that because they have Vindicators.
I just wonder how they actually win now because that's one of their damage cards and I don't know how
they have plenty. I think they have enough damage. It's fine. But I feel like you wanted to develop board there. Because that's not really a big development. Sun is not really under any sort of pressure, so he's gonna be able to apply his pressure on his own.
Well, the big thing for me too is that without being near them, you don't really have that much damage to do 17, and they out late game you, so they could realistically just run away and play Elder if they really want to.
Well, that's probably what they're gonna do now. Well, they did just draw the Elder, and they didn't have it for a bunch of turns before. But, yeah, I really like just developing board. Yeah, they haven't played a single Maggot or Grinch, but we said that you could play your units in a way that Magenta doesn't destroy you. You like not developing board doesn't feel great.
I don't know if they could have that turn, but regardless, I don't think you win the game if you do try to play around it here. Because I feel like the only way you win here, you can't run away because they out late game you, and you kind of have to somewhat pressure them to try and kill them before. I don't know what the actual win con is here now. We survived. But if we somehow could clear the Elder, we could Zenroi the egg. I don't know how we clear the Elder. If we had Dom Wells in this deck, it would be sick.
Grinch said the idea was to take Bounded Life Force off the table. Okay. But were you dead if you do Bounded Life Force? Because you would have 6 more life here. No, only 4 more life because you would have 8 to 2, 3. So you'd be 1 off from Bounded. So it is scary. Yeah. It is very scary indeed.
I wonder if they go to Zenroi the egg here. I don't think they really care about it because the initial Elder is the biggest threat right now.
Well, yeah, but it's their only kind of answer. I mean, no, they can ping as well. Yeah, it's... They definitely don't like doing that, but...
Next turn they at least get to heal to 17. They get double rejuve.
But now Magenta is there. Unfortunately for them. But they couldn't afford to play around in there at all. So they just couldn't. Sun might be trying to find a way to even go face with it.
So
I don't know. I like the clearing all 3 of these minions and going forward with the Elder. I guess they might be scared of Dominate Will though with the Elder. They might not want to put the Elder close enough.
Yeah, that's what I would be worried about because when I'm Magmar here, the only way I think I'm gonna lose is Dominate Will, so I kind of don't want to put anything valuable near him.
Yeah, they decided to go face. I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Because they are now so low HP and oh, they clear with region scale there. Okay, that's interesting. That's really good.
Yeah, it
I
also
feel like they
saves
wanted
HP.
to go in to try to kill, but they don't have to. And they did put them in range of dominate will, but I guess they saw there was no dominate will last turn.
Okay, we're gonna hopefully get the claw out. Gotta flip the coin and get that claw.
Yeah, they got the claw. Okay, okay, they
Nice.
got the claw. But the thing is, like, still out with the win, right? Is my biggest concern. Are they thinking of not clearing the egg? Oh, they want to clear it with a 2-1. Okay, yeah.
Zohan said this was his only play contributed to Team Wars. I don't know if he's talking about this turn.
He means the Mech Cantor and AoE on the
The
minions
flashback
turn.
intel? Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
like
think it was
that.
pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it. It also got to push base, so like he's threatened to die by Vindicator.
Oh no, the rope at the end!
There's a lot of ropes
Oh
going on.
no!
Oh boy.
Surprise ending.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think they had much of a chance. It was very hard. But
Yeah, that was a very dire situation to ever be in.
yeah.
Okay, we got Spell High.
Okay, well, new plan. New plan. We kill the lizard with fire, and it's usually a pretty effective plan, honestly.
True. If we just burn them down, they can't move. They can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think traditionally Spell High is very good in the Magmar anyway, especially if no natural selection.
Yeah.
They even got Kaido Jux, which is very strong. I would personally get rid of Tough Boar here because I think you could do better things turn 2 than play it turn 2, and you're likely not playing it if you're keeping Kaido Jux.
Yeah, they could replace it. They can also keep it. It's just such a strong card, right?
Yeah, it's fine to keep too.
Don't
It's
have
very
to
good.
play it. And on the other side, they just have a 2-drop and a Gravekeeper. Okay.
So if they do only open Mystic, a big thing I like to do against Songhai.
I mean, they're gonna replace these, right? Yeah.
Yeah, if they don't find anything else. A big thing I like to do is put my 2-drop in the corner, away from where they put it, like the opposite corner. And Test Board can't reach it by itself.
Interesting.
But they did find another. They even found Young. That's very good.
It's okay, though. I mean, they're just gonna double
Ooh.
2. I mean, you do open yourself to Jugs, but Rogno has a hand there.
Yeah,
I think
that is,
I like this hand a lot.
that's an ideal hand. That's really hard to come back from if you don't draw like Phalanxers and stuff. Because one of the few big deals for Songhai against Magmar is that they draw a bunch of Phalanxers and stuff. But in this case, all your stuff is gonna die to Test Board.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably even Jugs, right? To get a free backstab. If he plays in the line.
Yeah, they could. It depends on where he puts the Young. I don't think it's worth it if he puts stuff in range, but otherwise, yeah, he could do a lot with Jax too.
But he could just let you get the tie. But I guess you don't. You can already get the tie by just playing a tag on it. They will not play in a line. Yeah. They are playing around it a bit. That's pretty good. But
Yeah, I do-
they are gonna get double board still.
Yeah, this is really scary for Magmar because you don't really know where to put it. It's like, how do I play around Test Board here? It's hard to really. I think you have to hide it, but even then, if they hide
You
it, they
think
just
not
don't
hide it?
reach.
I think it's fine to play double forward like this, but it's not like they can do much about it. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, I think if you I think it's the best thing you can do if you're expecting like a more normal opener, like they just want to play Fox and that's
Yeah.
it or something, or like
If you
forward.
if you are expecting ball, hiding the young Sita is not bad because then they cannot eat it with something else to kill the egg. But
I think they figure like
Maybe.
Tuskboar is so good regardless. It's not worth playing around.
Yeah, it's not worth
in that manner.
saving.
Yeah, so they're
It's
gonna.
not worth saving an egg. Yeah.
And if you do hide it and they don't have a Tuskboar hand, like they replaced it like I would have, and they play Fox instead, now you're in a worse position against Fox.
Yeah.
So I like it. It's a good play.
Yeah, for sure. It's not bad, but it's double ball time.
Oh yeah. This is
Yep.
a long time ago when I went against Scientist, he opened double board turn 1 or 2 against me every single game. I conceded turn 2 every game.
Yeah, I remember the time where you were conceding turn 2 all the time.
I hate this opener. It's so oppressive to go against.
That's some guy, baby.
Hi, baby. We even got Eclipse too with Chakri later on, or even now, if we want to go for it.
Dan Sun doesn't have that great of a hand, so it's just gonna kill one of these bow and play a 4-drop.
Yeah, he doesn't even really need to play the Chakri. Like he could get rid of it and just play Eclipse, and he has a good enough hand for like the Kaido synergy itself to do a ton of stuff.
Yeah, they have so many things. Like it's very likely to get one of these ball back. It's this Kaido on the back super scary because they're like, we have Jux in hand. They're basically saying by moving it there, like, Jux is happening if you do anything. So like it's so scary. Like what do you do? It's insane, yeah, to do anything.
Yeah, he has to take 3, and then he has to suicide a Vendi, and then he has no board. I think he has to. Oh, he's playing Reduve. That's fine too.
Yeah, I thought you play Reduve there. It's just like not good enough.
Yeah. Now he can.
Can ball again
backstab.
and swap. Yeah. Can backstab with a swap.
This is one of the biggest things about the Kaido change too, is that it can actually kill Rejuve now. Originally, for a long time, Songhai struggled against 4 HP minions, but now they actually have a solution to it.
And also you save your ball, like you do 3 and you save your ball again. Like you didn't have an answer to it last turn, so you're like, maybe it doesn't have it again. They do have oh, they even reactivate it, they go full damage. I like it.
I like it too, because they have Eclipse in hand, so like if you get a very, very awkward Eclipse, like you get like 2 Eclipses and some unplayable stuff, it fully fills your hand.
It also buffs your 1-2, right? Yeah, I never remember the name of this card. The avatar, Shakti avatar, right? Yeah. So it buffs it. And again, like, they cannot answer everything. They have to play just the Harvester, but that doesn't answer the Chakri, which is extremely scary. But what else do you do if you don't?
I think you have to Harvester here and hope that he doesn't have stuff. Because he already used a Jug, so it is kind of likely that maybe you don't have to worry about it for a while too.
You have to pray very hard, preach that they have nothing.
I mean, it kind of is in their favor though if they do, if they already played a Jux, because they only have 2 and then they have Eclipse, but that's kind of flipping. You're kind of hoping that you get it out of like what 12 spells or whatever it is.
Well, yeah, but the thing is like, the problem is like, even if they don't have Jux yet, like this Chakri is still alive. Like he's gonna get buffed. They probably have a spell or 2 and.
Ooh.
Oh, pitch for 1. Interesting.
I'm surprised you put it in range though. Because it could die to Saber Spine now.
Oh, in range of the hero? Well, yeah, but at some point they have to try to make a play. Like they're so far behind that. Oh wow, and That's pretty good. That's a lot more damage, right? Yeah, that's 6 more damage. The thing is still not dead. And then +1 again, +2. So they are like 5, right? If they commit everything. Nice.
They can
We
only
can
do
trade now.
9 here.
Oh fuck. Sorry. Oh, it's this one. I typed it wrong.
So they are going full damage, okay. And that makes sense because they have Spiral in hand.
Yeah. I mean, they are so far ahead. Even without Spiral, I think you do it.
Yeah. The 2 damage actually does matter, yeah, too. Because,
well, it makes your Chakri survive the Harvester.
Yeah, that's
Which
true.
I think is huge.
Yeah, that's true. It's a very scary position for Magma right now. They can. I think they had Divinity and Mystic, which feels awful, but otherwise Mercantor isn't great either.
Yeah, I mean, all of the plays are not that great.
Yeah, they can body block at least with Mystic, and General can't hit.
Yeah, they can do it in this order. Easily now. Well, I feel like this is I feel like, oh well, okay, here we go.
We get more boards. We go face here? Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we put him to 1. Yeah, like we have Spiral, we have this 4 wins. I think the Magma has been failed. No artifact in this game.
Magma...
no time for it.
Yep. Yeah, they didn't even draw it, but even if they did, they have no time for it, and it'd get cleared by 4-win. They can't even double rejuve here if they had it. Out heal Spiral.
Well, they could with Flash, but yeah.
True.
But yeah, they're just gonna heal, probably play to drop with it, and then that's game. All right, it's time for the streamers to come back. It was 3-1, and now it's 3-2.
Oh yeah, they're just giving Tias a lead at first on purpose just to make it more interesting so they can come back and sweep.
So what do you stand against the Songhai? Do you stand the Lyo right away? Or do you want to win with something else?
I for sure would always want to send that Lionheart because it's just the least risk. I think that matchup is like 85-15 or 90-10 even. So I think just getting the 100% win basically is pretty good. Whereas everything else is kind of like a coin flip. Like Songhai can high roll anything a lot harder.
Okay, okay.
What about you? Do you think
it is assuming they are playing the standard heal Lionheart, right? They could play a different kind of Lionheart. This match. Okay, they are playing the standard heal Lionheart. I mean, no, it's not that standard. They have Zenri as a tech.
Yeah, they actually have a few different things and standard things. They have 3 Shroud, which I really like. I think Dispel is really huge in Lionheart. You don't lose to Obelisk and such. It also helps a lot in this matchup.
And they do have 2 Circles of Life, which you do not see everywhere.
Yeah, this,
only 2 Tempests.
This deck is pretty teched against Obelisk and Songhai, actually. It has Zenrui too, it has 3 Shroud. And also, Zir is huge in the matchup. One of the few ways that you can get high rolled by Songhai is if they draw like the perfect going base hands, but Zir is like the counter to that, because how do you go through Zir? It's really hard to kill them through Zir.
Yeah, they don't have an XBS seal or anything, so... Alright, well, this is not the kind of end Kieran want to see, though. The double 7-drop in hand. Robno also doesn't have great end. Okay, let's see the replaces. Might be better after.
Okay, we got Chakri. Maybe you want to take the tile, too?
It's a nice start.
We could do the Salty Simon, it has to be correct opener, where we take Tuskbore, then we enter Focus Face.
Yeah. Let's see the Kiran draws. Instead of these two Sinjas. Get some Windblade Adepts, get some 3-5. Okay. That's fine. So do you take the tile?
I
Yes, you
definitely
do.
don't. I just develop Chakri, but I get rid of Inner Focus first.
Okay. I have to say,
It-
you're a much better Songhai player than me. I have no idea what to do with this faction. So.
it kind of risks Tempest, but if their turn is Tempest, that's good for you because Songhai wants to be on even board state so they could develop a threat while you have nothing.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I'm worried about against Songhai is Silverguard, not like double 2.
Yeah, Silverguard is very strong versus Songhai. Well, you could Phoenix Fire it sometimes, but it's not really what you want to see because it forces one of your burst card almost always on it. Yeah, okay, they did, but they kept okay, and they kind of get rewarded with backstab. Okay, they're gonna double 2. Oh, silence, of course.
Oh, okay. So a big thing about the Rust Crawler, at least, is you do run Blood Rage in this mask, or in this deck.
Yeah, you're happy to see one down, but I don't think it's that big of a deal in this matchup because, like, yeah, you usually have a lot of time before to answer it, right? Because it's not like you can set up the artifact just right now. They have a bit more time to find answers for it.
Yeah, I kind of just like Forewind here, like Chakri on the tile
Yeah.
and then hit the
Hit the
Shroud and
two.
hide Forewind.
I like it
Is it-
too.
Because if they want to hit the Chakri of General, they're far away from the tile, and if they don't hit it, then you have a Drex target for the rest of the game that just hides around.
Yeah. And you also just saw a silence go down, so you're like, Forewind has okay chance to survive. Could get martyrdom, but oh, they are not gonna do that though. They're gonna double 2 instead. That's fine too, right?
Yeah, this is a
Double
good
2 is
play
also
too.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, it clears the Rust Crawler completely, so you don't have to worry about minions. And also
And you
develops a Kaido.
And you get to block the tile from them, so they cannot try use this tile well.
Yeah, this is a good play too.
Yeah. Oh, they hide the Kaido. Sure.
It kind
I guess
of.
you're scared of Regalia. It plays around Regalia, right? If they Regalia and kill the Kaido, you're very sad.
Yeah, it's that, and it also, in a way, it kind of baits. Like, the biggest thing you're worried about right here is like Silverguard 2-drop.
Oh yeah.
So if they do go for that, it's not even bad if you have like Jux. It kind of baits them into it a little bit.
Mhm.
Although we don't have Jux, but it puts that in their head that they may not want to put Silverguard where they want.
We did just get a killing edge though. That's could be pretty good.
Yeah, that's huge. Buffing up this Kaido and then getting a free draw after, it's really huge.
We just don't really have a way to get in the right position yet, but. But if we get a Juxed, this 1/1 is gonna stick around, looks like, so.
Okay, he's got Ironclef next turn, which is really huge in this matchup. Hopefully he doesn't
Yeah.
get 2 behind before then, though. He even has some answers, too. So, he has the answers he wants. He has Ironclef.
Yeah, I
He
don't really like this turn for some guy. Like, what do you really do?
Yeah, their turn isn't too great.
Okay, that
And
helps a bit.
unlike last turn, Forewind actually isn't even good here either because we don't know that they run Circle of Life, but
Yep.
they're now on Circle of Life turn.
Yeah. No, I like replacing the 4 wins, it's fine. I guess you just 2-drop Phoenix Fire there, it's not great, but like you can go hide your other Chakri in the corner. And then kill the 2-3 and Phoenix Fire the 4-3. You can protect the Kaido behind your back. I don't know. Doesn't feel amazing. But at least by doing this, if 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 you get juxtaposition, you can deal with this. Yeah, they're doing it.
Yeah, I like this.
Oh, it's gonna try to block. I like moving just to right to have most options open for juxtapositions. Instead of going to left, but it's a small thing, it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah. A big thing right now, though, is that Songhai's game plan against Songhai, or Lionel, is to always have, like, a threat, at least one, but now you even have two. And it's really hard for Lionel to deal with two at a time, because a lot of times they only want to hold, like, one Martyrdom or one Circle at a time. And
okay.
So now, like, if he deals with Chakri, he still has this looming threat of, like, Kaido, and he doesn't know about Killing Edge, but it's gonna get a ton of value with Killing Edge.
Actually, moving left with Chakra is pretty good because they still don't know everything, and that put them in a place where you can play something behind their back if they go kill the 1-1. I mean, it's good, especially when they have Kaido Assassin right now in hand. So maybe I'm a bit biased because I just saw that, but I mean, you could also just say this Chakra is not gonna kill me yet, and then just slam this 5-drop.
Yeah, I think you have to slam Ironcliff, because if you start answering threats right now and you don't even fully answer the threat, like you only clear one, I don't think that's doing anything. Plus, you don't even get the heal off of Circle. You have to you have to slam Ironcliff and take the risk that maybe he doesn't do like the craziest Chakra turn ever.
Do you just go full face? Okay, he doesn't go full face. You go only half full face. I was like, do you throw everything on this guy though? Like he could have played the whole hand and just go face, and I think that's the plan anyways, no? Kaido reactivate Killing Edge and just go face. Otherwise, what do you do?
I do like that. Because at this point, Lionel hasn't really played any removal. They played one Shroud. And you can kind of assume they'll have it. If you try to play for like a huge Chakra game plan, it's really unlikely. I think you do want to go face here.
And but you can still like move left with the Chakra and try to bait this 3-10 to go away from you.
Yeah, you can.
Like you force him to make a choice to clear the backstab minion on this general or to clear the Chakra. But you can't do much with the Chakra yet, but oh wow. Are they clearing instead? Okay. Why not both? Okay. Well, you can do that, but you don't draw a card with this, right? At the end of the turn. I feel like drawing a card. But it's pretty strong turn.
Yeah, it does develop a really huge Chakra.
Yeah.
And he's still threatened by like 2 additional threats, which is really big.
Yeah, it's nice, it's nice.
They did good at playing around Holy Ammo too. They position in a way where you can only ever hit 2 things.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like the play. I like the play. Because now, yeah, now it's exactly what, like you said, they have to answer only one thing.
Yeah, in this case, they can answer 2 of double martyrdom, but...
Oh yeah, right, they did get the second martyrdom.
Yeah, but they, even now,
but
they still
is 2-1. Yeah.
Yeah, even now they still have the living threat of Kaido. That's like one of the scariest things to go against Songhai. They just always have a threat on board. And it's really terrifying to go against, because at any point they could go like Eclipse, Jux, Inner Focus, and stuff like that. Or in this case, they just...
Yeah, they just do a... Yeah.
They got a
they
really...
Just play their one hand, right? They play everything?
I would play this hand for sure. This is a really, really good 6-mana turn.
Yeah.
Because you're also refilling your hand with it.
And this time you draw... You also keep playing around on the Immolation that you cannot eat you 2 straight with it. And yeah, it's just good. Yeah, in much trouble. This Lion You said it's 90% for Leona. I think this Leona might be losing right there. I think it might be the case.
Yeah.
Oh, they found the third Martyrdom. Ooh, that is huge. Because without the third Martyrdom, they would need to hit the 6th one or to at least Tempest it.
Yeah, that is
And
pretty
that's
big.
huge. Oh,
Only problem now though is that they have no martyrdoms for this Fox now, so Fox is
Yeah.
almost guaranteed to get 2 hits.
And again, it's exactly the situation you said. It's even board, so somebody's happy to develop threats.
Yeah, but we now see a Zenrui, so if they do just slam Fox, we get to take the Fox and we can actually come back.
Yeah. It's definitely not about like finding this third. I feel like finding this third Martyrdom was like the biggest thing.
Yeah, it was
honestly.
really huge. Yeah, I agree.
But you're still doing
Shroud-
phase. Yeah, you're still doing phase.
Shroud would have been good there too. So
He's not using. Okay, he's not using the ball so that he could potentially reactivate it if he finds it. But now, yeah, it's funny because they kind of get punished for not doing it for this spiral top deck. But yeah, you wanted to keep both because drugs and that. Yeah, I definitely understand keeping it. It's good with drugs. It's good if you find enough focus. It's good to keep, I think.
Aaron's in a really nice spot being at exactly 9 because you don't have to worry about Spiral. So you can just develop Silverguard and Zenrui. Here. Whereas normally you'd want to have to heal if you're below 9. And I think you have to go for Zenrui Silverguard here because I don't think you win the game if you don't get tempo. You need tempo while also dealing with stuff at the same time.
And I mean, yeah, it's probably the play. They could heal if they're very scared. I mean, healing is not bad either, but Silverguard is kind of healing you too because it blocks the general. Like, it's not that simple because it's Songhai and they can ignore the board a bit. But it's...
Yeah, it's either one is okay, but Silverguard is a slow thing and Mystic is always instant. So if you could save your heal for later, it's a lot better than doing it now.
Yeah. Alright, so we place this 1-drop and see what we get. Like, we can hit this 3-5 away with the ball, because we kept it. Like, you can play the ball behind you, move it 2 back and swap, right?
Yeah, but if you do that, your general can't hit, and I think that's a big concern right now for them. But you can. Did they replace yet?
No, I think they will replace the 1-drop. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, here comes the Events Eclipse. That has to come down. Yeah.
Yeah, they can have lethal here with a lot of things. They can get double Saber Spine, double Phoenix Fire. Well, no, not double Phoenix Fire. They need double Saber Spine or like Inner Focus. Or another.
They're gonna swap first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna draw now. Interesting.
Okay, they didn't get the lethal, but they got a good enough turn to set up for Spiral.
Yeah. Yeah, you Phoenix Fire, you throw everything face. Do you throw this 0-drop to draw 1 more card? Probably not, because you could just get a mask or 4-win.
Yeah, I don't like to because it discounts the Spiral, that way you can play something else along with it, like a Fox Inner Focus in this case, for 2 more damage.
Oh, they found more healing. That's at least pretty huge. Is it enough to save them? It might be.
They can do only 10 damage if their general can't hit, so...
Yeah, but the general probably cannot hit.
But their general is going to be at 10, so I don't know if there is a way to save. Unless they can like somehow find a way to prevent Fox hitting. Or like, that's like a caster thing. We get to see what they have, but
yeah,
that's the only way they could survive.
Yeah, it's just gonna full heal. And you have to heal as much as you can. You still expect to maybe be dead, I'm pretty sure, if you're Kieran, but you just do it. Oh. Oh, wait. They don't double block in a line. Yeah, not double blocking in a line is a bit scary because you can get juxed and the general can move away from your minions. But, alright, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, play cool.
Yep.
If you wanted to,
was
if you did want to play around exactly this, you would just put Mystic above Zenrui and Shroud under Zenrui. Actually, no, that doesn't even do anything because Shroud's 2
I don't
HP
think
too.
it's enough. Yeah, yeah.
No. So
I mean,
Fox
you
would
need
have
to
to be
block
under.
it with a. You need to block everything, and you need to not eat with anything to just keep. Nah, it's very hard. I don't
You would,
know.
no matter what, you're dead to Jux regardless of positioning. But
Yeah.
That
They couldn't survive there. And they're standing strong. So they defeated the Lion now, which is a big, strong matchup. It's really strong to get rid of Lion now. So now we have their own Vanna, which is also Jack's Vanna with Archons. Interesting. With Archons and also the 2 Flash Trees instead of 3 and some Tigers. So also pretty aggressive, but not much late game. Only Archon Jacks, no trees or things like that.
yeah, it's just Jax WinCon with a little bit extra burst with Tiger.
Okay, they go first. It's Cranky again. So the way they win is like if they get very fast Jacks, they can win. Then they do have some good minions against 3 damage. Like Fenrir is very strong against Songai because it's 3/4, you know, and everything Songai does is implements of 3. Except for the Cyber Spine, which is 5 with your general, I guess, but
Yeah, they do implement. They do odd numbers. Even like their buff things like 4-win Chakri, they're odd numbers too.
yeah. Wow, and they have the double the defense. Ball again. They're even gonna try to play around the ball, and they're still gonna get bombed.
Yeah, they found the double tusk bore again.
Yeah.
I hate this opener so much.
You love it.
In my opinion, you should always play around it regardless. You should always put it behind you, but they're gonna risk it, and it doesn't matter regardless in this case. You're gonna get double bust or tusk.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you block? You just block the middle tile.
I like both being on the bottom. That way, if he wants to take the top tile, he can't hit any bore.
Okay.
So yeah.
But then
so
you let him get the middle tile then, which is pretty strong.
Hmm?
But I understand. Because then you have the control of the tile, kind of. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're saying to put bore in the middle and then take the side tile?
Yeah, all to do is to block the top tile. I mean, I don't like this as much actually. Because
I
you
don't
still
like
give them the middle tile.
Yeah, I like bore being on the body blocking the bottom tile a lot more because it now he can take a tile and clear one if he wants.
Yeah.
Whereas,
It looks like he won't be able to, but
yeah.
I mean, if he can, but he's not really gonna do it. But yeah, I like either you play or blocking middle tile. I really like keeping the middle tile for ourselves, especially against Vanna, because you just prevent them from infiltrating. But I guess they are too scared to move in anyways. I understand. It's pretty scary. Well, the follow-up is not great though.
Yeah, right now they're basically passing their turn, unless they want to double Phoenix
Oh,
Fire, but
I think you double Phoenix Fire. You can't really, at least one. You can't really just do nothing on 4 mana, no?
I think one's reasonable, but you do like the spells for like Chakri.
Yeah, okay, they do one.
Yeah. Or like Blood Rage and all that stuff. Like
I understand, yeah. But but I feel like keeping 4 mana is too rough.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's the biggest deal in Songhai. They can hand them a lot quicker because they have Vortex and stuff. But the big thing for me of wanting to play one is mainly hand size. Like if you Eclipse later on, that one card may mess you up.
Okay. But Cranky definitely feels happy about seeing just a Phoenix Fire. I mean, you're still scared of damage, but you're happy there's nothing more. Robno still needs to find threats. The problem is, like, what do you replace for it? Because if you replace Inner Focus and you get a minion, you feel pretty bad. But it's probably still Inner Focus, no?
Yeah, I would probably get rid of Inner Focus because even if you get a minion, just having the threat to have to force him to use his mana to removing it is fine. I mean, keep strats.
Yeah, and then you don't. If you don't, then at least it's not a dead card, and you just start spamming spells. Yeah, I like it because you want to draw 3 cards with the mana vortex, and it's not like you have much of other things to do.
I actually really want to go 2 down here just to get away from Primus, and you having this looming threat of Blood Rage is really cool. And if you draw like Tuskboar or whatever, it allows Saber Spine to be useful.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you do have a service. You kind of want to stay close to the general too, no?
Yeah, you're at full HP. You could. It just depends on what you think your top decks are, but it's more safe to go closer. Yeah. I just feel like
I don't know if it's more safe. Like, your play is also pretty safe, and you have a Blood Rage Mass, which you don't expect them to answer too easily if you move 2 down.
I just mean more safe to actually win the game if you go closer because you're so healthy.
But that was the third play. The third play is to actually clear this.
Yeah.
It's not bad either. It's hard to know which one is exactly the best. I think they're all good.
It depends on top decks, but with 3 top decks, after you haven't seen any minions really, and you haven't seen Eclipse, that's why I like running away because it's very likely you draw cards, and then Blood Rage gets a lot more value.
Okay, interesting. But like, it's gonna take a while. See, if they draw their minions. Oh, okay, double tiger. Oh, it's not double tiger, it's single tiger.
Okay. That makes sense.
It's not the best turn for Vanna either. That's not really what they want to do. But they do clear the artifact. And now Robno has a pretty nice setup turn if they want. Right, they can play 2 minions, and that's pretty strong. Problem is, you want to play them closer. Oh, okay.
Double Fox.
You play the double Fox now. Yeah.
That's really scary.
Cranky doesn't have a balancer to it. You can only give 1 Phoenix Fire and clear boss, but it doesn't. Doing that doesn't develop anything more again, and it's scary for them to just be clearing. That's the thing, right? If you just keep clearing what some guy does, it's not enough because the cheap damage at you every time they do something.
Yeah, you need to get tempo while clearing, and normally Songhai's units are weak enough for you to do so, but in this case we're already behind, so it's very hard to do that.
Yeah.
If we keep clearing, they're gonna still just develop more threats. Their entire deck is just threats every turn. So it's kind of rough. I still kind of want to get rid of Razorback because I think regardless you still need to clear because you can't let Fox get 2 Phoenix Fires when you're this low.
Okay, well, now they don't need to get a single Phoenix Fire. And you could steal the tile if you really want to with a Tiger. I don't know if it's worth. It's probably not worth it because you put yourself in range of the general.
I don't think you can. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Well, you could, but you need to move down right, which puts you in range, and you don't want to do that. Okay.
I think since they don't have a 2-drop, their turn would be really awkward. They want to just get something with Cryo, even if it means giving a Phoenix Fire, which makes sense.
Yeah, I think you do remove, like, replace the 4 wins, but you really want some spares now, because you would love to play 1 steal. Yeah, you can play, like, just 4 wins and two drops, no?
Yeah. I kind of like Fox 4-wind more still though.
You could do Fox instead, yeah.
I like Fox 4-wind, mainly because I want to replace one of these Kaidos next turn most likely, and the other one, it's better if like your inner focus more than Fox is, in my opinion.
My problem with it is just you can just kill your Fox without even silencing it to your full hand. And you don't get Phoenix Fires, but I guess it's okay.
Yeah, well, it just requires him to have 2 answers, and then you get to replace one of these useless cards, in my opinion. I don't think you're ever gonna really want 2 Kaidos right now, but...
They did replace already. They had 2 4-wins, and I replaced 1.
No, I meant for next turn.
Okay.
Keeping them. Yeah, but this is fine too. It's a lot more tempo.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, no, my big problem if you just 4 wins and Fox is really you have a full hand, and this Fox is not that much of a threat because they can hit it, and I mean it's a 2-4. 2-4 is not that much better than 2-3 on the board, right? Because your hand would be full and the Phoenix Fires would not get added.
You're saying you would rather Kaido than Fox here?
No, I liked 4 wins on double Kaido.
Oh, okay.
On the tile. I mean, better than Fox. I like the play as well, removing the 2-1 so that they have full control. I like that too.
I kind of like their play a little more because it leaves the tile up, that way you can do something more crazy. But also, Fox is more slow than 4-wind. 4-wind can get immediate value without inner focus.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you're right.
We at least found Mystic, so we can heal and develop board a little bit.
Ramno still wants, really wants Eclipse.
Oh. Okay, cool. We actually got a really good turn next turn for Vanna. We got Jax, Flash Freeze, Mystic. And that can actually potentially win.
I could turn it around, yeah. Because Ramno's hand is not that strong. I feel like you do develop the 4-wins now, no? Like, what else do you do, basically? You could, like, play your whole hand and kill the Mystic and put as much pressure as you can on the face.
I think he is thinking about clearing with Jugs.
Yeah, but I think you play your whole hand. You do clear, I think. Oh, I like that too.
Yeah.
He's not clearing, he's just putting full pressure on the face. Okay. It's really good, it's really good. Very strong.
This was a very good turn.
Yeah.
Now it's like, how do you actually deal with all of this?
Yeah, it's a bit much.
Yeah. He needs like... He needs like double Flash Freeze a minion and then mountains to clear all this.
I need to replace Razorback, surely. Oh, the other play is just to play Razorback and Prage, but you die. Like Razorback, I mean Jax and freeze the 4/4 and then you pray.
Yeah. I mean, you are healthy enough. Realistically, if they don't draw a spell, it's only 6 damage. Well, it's 8 damage with general.
Yeah, it's 8 and yeah, it is. I feel like it's their only shot to win.
Yeah.
They do get to heal on top.
And they do even block the general spot, so it's only 6 damage, like guaranteed right now.
Yeah.
On board anyway.
Each spell is +2 damage, plus the effect of the spell though.
Yeah. Each spell is really scary right now.
Oh, let's see if they get maybe an Eclipse instead of this Fox.
That'd be huge. Like even, yeah. They kind of want to look for Eclipse right now.
Oh, that's a low roll.
Yeah, they could actually lose now. I wonder how much damage they do if they only clear 1. They have 4, 12. They have 16 damage if they clear just one Mystic. Now they have...
They have to clear everything.
Yeah, I think they should.
That's tough.
Yeah, it is tough because like you want to set up lethal because you're top decking. But you also don't want to die to Razorback. I think you kind of do have to go face though and risk it because regardless if you clear these Mystics, if they have Razorback, they're going to clear your whole board of Razorback anyway.
Yeah.
So I think going face is correct.
I mean, it was a good prage, then they prayed well.
You do need to clear at least one Mystic, I think.
And they are clearing both Mystics. And Razorback, does Razorback clear everything? Razorback clears everything, yes.
Yep.
Oh, and the top decks are not good for Robno. But now Cranky with the Jax play. Oh, is it? Okay, no. 3, 6, 9 plus 6. It's only 15, yeah?
They would go to... Yeah, it would be 15 plus general hit would be 17, but he can't reach.
Yeah, it would be if they could, but they cannot.
Yeah, it's only 15, yeah.
But I mean, I feel like it's over. You just full clear.
Yeah, it's very hard for Songhai to come back now. They can potentially come back with like Eclipse and like a perfect... Like, actually they can't. I don't think there's any Eclipse turn that wins here.
Oh, that's probably an Eclipse turn that wins. So you start with Eclipse and you need to get oh yeah, I see what you say. Don't win. It's because you don't have minion, right?
Yeah, if you had like a Chakra in your hand and then you replace an Eclipse, you could win. But I don't know how you do now. Or like even Tuskboar would probably.
Swan drop's not enough, even if you had Eclipse. Maybe you need to chain 2 Eclipse? Nah, there's no way. Yeah. That's it. Well, they were pretty close. They were basically one good draw away. But Vanna was able to stabilize and they got the win.
Yeah, that was really intense. The whole time it seemed like Songhai was winning the whole time. They have constant threats every turn. And then Vanna, out of nowhere, they play Jax with a good flash freeze turn and they come back.
So now it's their Lion up. They do play Archon in it. Interesting. And yeah, it's the same spell base that we saw before. The Sinja as well, and Archon instead of Zeers. Looks pretty solid. Looks very strong.
Yeah, this Archon is very interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen it in Lionar played. So we'll see how it does. Maybe it actually does a lot.
Yeah, Mesa was talking about that and said he liked it. He liked having Archon in Lionar just to slow things down, even if you have a lot of spells. Very strong hand.
Something interesting it does do in Lionar is that like you're playing all these minions usually that are big HP and they lose to Hailstone, but if you have an Archon, it helps a little bit to insulate it. It makes their turn a lot more awkward.
Yeah, Cranky has good hand. Grinch doesn't have that bad of a hand either.
I like both their hands.
It's only a 2-drop, yeah, but 2 drops.
I personally would still just play Windblade by itself, but
just one Windblade, yeah.
Yeah, mainly because Blood Tier doesn't get a lot of value here.
Yeah, I do like it like this. And you really want to Regalia next turn, whatever they play. Try to prevent you taking this tile, maybe. Ooh, that's a Surg on Araki though. Okay. So what could they do? They can just go full in and like buff the double Araki and you have 2 4/3s. But you could also try to protect them instead. Like, they could actually play the wall hand. Like Cranky can play the wall hand and that might be strong.
Yeah, I actually don't think it's a bad choice to do so, because you're always on 3 cards when you have Snow Chaser, so you're not really out of cards. Yeah.
Like you play Araki... I like playing Araki top, so you can play the other one. Or move down. Move down is good too.
I like one out of range right here. So either just playing one on there or going down.
Yeah. And then you play this, you play the... You could also, like, use the Primus. Like, you're standing up there, so you could use the Primus to block from your hierarchy. Instead of buffing everything, you could play it in front of the general.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're buffing everything.
So something for me here, I think Primus above the Snow Chaser here is much better because it both keeps them in infiltrate, but also blocks off this tile. And I don't think the one attack on the bottom of Rocky really matters that much, as keeping them in infiltrate.
Mm-hmm.
Because now he could clear your Snow Chaser, he could Silver Guard 2-drop if he really wants to. Whereas you gain one attack on a Rocky.
Yeah, this is very scary.
This is a really good Tempest Blood Tier turn though. It's not very good, but
It's okay. Like
clears...
you clear both hierarchies, yeah. That's it.
Yep.
And they're kind of out of counts, except they do have a Snow Chaser that can keep them in the game. The other question is, what else do you do if you don't do that?
Yeah.
Okay, that could be what you do. But I feel like it has to be Tempest. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to, because these two Iraqis just sitting there are really scary.
Yeah. Too scary. Oh, we're saying that 4 people talking about Jax, so I guess they wanted to keep the Tempest as much as possible for Jax.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Some such place has a lot of tension. Okay, yeah, there was some turmoil, let's say, in the team. I understand. But I think, like, you have to Tempest there. It feels like way too hard if you don't.
Okay, we got a full surround. That's really huge. Because now if we get Razorback, we're threatening a ton of damage.
Yeah.
And usually Lionar on the 5-mana turn, they either want to like Regalia or they want to Ironcliff. And whenever you're full surrounded, it's really scary to ever Ironcliff.
And you feel like your Regalia, that gains you a lot of time, right? Kills everything. Even if they have Razorback, at least their boards die.
Yeah, I think Regalia is really good here. It clears the whole board basically, and it saves you 4 HP.
I mean, you don't know if they play Grass Crawlers, but at this point, feels like you don't have much of a choice. You still have to play that, because otherwise you just play a 5-drop and try to get out of this lock. Like you could heal 5 and try to move left so that this Snow Chaser stops drawing, but it feels weak to do that. Like you set up less than Regalia.
Yeah, right now I kind of want a Silver Guard. I want to play Silver Guard 2-drop here. But,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no Silver Guards yet.
Okay, that's nice if they find some healing. Was it? Yep. Okay, and they got the elimination, so I really like that they kept the 2-drop in case they drew it. And they drew a 2-drop with it, but you know.
They actually got Mystic too, which is really huge. So they can go Windblade MO, declare 1 turn, and then they could go Sunrise or Mystic next turn.
Yeah, so the cost for this is like Cranky has a decent clear on the Regalia. That was the cost of playing the Regalia, but I mean, you're fine with it. It costs them 4 HP, it clears the board, that's what you wanted the Regalia to do, right? If they clear it, yeah, they will clear it. Now you won't be scared of Jax, but it's not like you can do much about it, so...
Yeah, and they even develop a Fenrir here, which really helps a lot. Did they hit with General yet?
No, they didn't eat yet. They are gonna eat and go to 17. Yeah, they don't have that big of an HP lead.
Yeah. Taking center is really good. It keeps you farther away from the wall against Lionel.
Yeah, it prevents them from going and answering your Jax. But there's no Jax anyways. We don't know that yet. The thing is, what else do you do there if not to drop Olimo? I don't know. You could also heal 5, but Oh, you replace this to drop.
Uh,
I guess they have been pretty aggressive, and you're tiny bit low.
I'd always want to ammo here, but I was wondering about replacing either Circle or Sunriser. Circle, because I feel like in Lioner deck you have so many good top decks that heal you that you don't really need to Desperation heal off a Circle. And also because it's not that gonna really get too much value.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like Emo here. He might go for Circle because he might feel in danger.
Yeah, okay. If you knew they play Taiga, it makes sense to not want to keep a 4-3 over the healing. Yeah.
Okay, he is going for Emo. And hopefully he draws a Sundrop. If he draws Sundrop, I think he has an insane turn next turn. He's both super healthy and he gets to Emo him again.
Yeah. If you find another one. Yeah, going left is nice to be able to not let him play the thing again and again. The one drop, the Snow Chasers. I think he's probably gonna replace the Snow Chaser he draws from that. Oh yeah, and he replaced him to an Archon.
We do have a strong turn by Lioner, though, even regardless of Sundrop. We have Archon Mystic, which is really strong. Or we could Regalia Mystic. There's even Circle Mystic if you want to be super safe.
Yeah, they're all good plays, I think. Developing an Archon is nice, but you know they play a lot of answers to it though. Big drops, right?
Yeah. But, that's fine. Regalia, I think, is always better anyway.
I think they're gonna circle. They're gonna clear this.
Yeah. This turn Circle's better. I just meant like in general, if you're gonna play Archon, you'd probably rather Regalia a lot of times.
Okay. I don't really know. Not when there's a 3 attack minion on the board. But yeah, they're just full heal. Yeah, cheating, they really do want a Tempest. If a Jax drops at any point, but as long as there is no Jax, they're pretty cheating.
Yeah, it is kind of risky to ever Jax anyway, but we did see one Tempest earlier.
Yeah, but we had 2 Tempest earlier, it's like...
Yeah. Oh, both players are playing Archon, I just realized.
Yep. Archon's coming back. Everybody's playing it now.
I kind of like Archon to the right of Mystic and then play the second minion like under it or something. Play around Demo here. I think he wants his minions close by. Okay, he's playing around Demo this way.
That's how he's gonna do it, okay.
He wants his minions close by, which makes sense.
This Archon is a bit scary, but this Syndra... Well, we cannot really answer it too cleanly. Oh! Yep. Do we in them 6? It's a lot of life to give them back. But we could set up a Regalia with it, which is kind of strong. Still no Jax answer, but also still no Jax.
They also could 50-50 the Senja if they're failing it. They could go for Meltdown.
That sounds game losing if you miss.
Yep.
I don't think that's a play.
I think Martyrdom Regalia is really good here. You don't, because developing a Regalia is still going to make up for the 6 heal most likely. It's really hard to clear when you have no board.
Yeah, well, they can clear it. But it is very hard to clear. But they can clear it technically. Right now we know they can.
Yeah.
It's obviously easy because we see it.
These Tigers have been helping a lot though. Like, it helps clear Regalias. It's helped a little bit with like clearing minions in general.
Alright, here we go. 2-3 is dead. And do you keep this? Yeah, you keep this mystic on the left. I like it. At least you're able to clear some jacks. The thing is that if they clear this regalia, it costs them a lot of resources.
Yeah.
2 cards, 5 mana, and 4 life on their general.
So there's kind of like a mind game thing to this Mystic. I don't think clearing 1 really matters that much if he does Jax, but also if you keep it here, it tells him that you probably don't have Tempest set, so now I can slam Jax. But if he does Jax, then you're a little more insulated to it. So I kind of would not want to keep it there just for that mind game of I have Tempest.
Yeah, okay. Nice. Well, Grinch is getting a bit low, but we have healing in hand.
Oh, he's playing around Senja. With the Mystic, he's playing around Senja.
He's missing. Yeah, the turn before.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, do you use Syndra anyways? There's a good chance it gets answered, but
I think double Sunrise or Sundrop is the crazy turn here.
yeah, actually, it's a lot of damage. You're right, it's much better.
It's also very hard to clear both of them. I don't know how you deal with 2, 3, 5s, and while being low too.
Yeah, and doesn't really let them set up anything big. Yeah, I think he's going in. He has your play. He's gonna eat phase 2, right?
I definitely would.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're afraid of like Displacer, Spirit of the Wild, then you don't hit.
He did not hit, yeah.
2-drop Spirit of the Wild Snowpiercer is also lethal if he hit.
Yeah, I guess you do have to play around Spirit of the Wild now. I've not done that yet too much, but you're right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly what Grinch is saying. You're scared of our spirits. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a really scary card.
It is. It truly is.
Also, I was theorycrafting this yesterday. You can do 18 damage out of hand with Banner. You could go Snowpiercer, Spirit of the Wild, double Komodo.
Okay, yeah, you can. It's very specific, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it is very
But
high.
you can. Alright, is it? Yeah. Wait, didn't they have a Jax in there? Did they remove it? Okay.
They replaced it.
I thought it was potentially another Prage turn. Another Jax Prage. I guess I really cannot afford to play it against Lionel. It's
Did they have Jax
too
now?
big.
I'm actually confused.
No. It's too big of a blowout if you play Jax and gets. But now Sinja can come in pretty nicely. Can you play Sinja in a way that it's like closer to their general?
You can't without a 2-drop. I don't think. Well, you can if you want a Sundrop first. You could move Sunriser on top of the Chaser and then Sundrop. Then Sinja in face. It also puts tier damage on the enemy general. Oh, you could do that regardless, but...
While you hit them. I think that's good.
Yeah.
But you could also clear the 2/2/1s to get the 3/5 on their face. And that's fine too, right? And then you place in under the 6/6 and it's still in range of general anyways. But it can get a bit blocked.
I think the play I would do is Sundrop face right now, and then move Sunriser 1 to the right and hit the Snow Chaser with the Sunriser. That way you still can put Sinja in this space, and also, no matter where he goes, he's still in range of Sunriser.
Yeah, I don't like damaging the Sunriser though. Like they have deal 4 damage, you kind of want to keep it at 5 life. And this way they get to do it this way, go face with the Sunriser. Like that's the only place where I like damaging the Sunriser is if you go face with it. And the Sinja is still in range of general. So
Yeah,
I like this placement in the end. I like
this
it a
is
lot.
good. He has so much on board to threaten him.
Looks very doomed for Pranky. How do you survive? Do you have to like hit the tiger far away so you can just swap with sister just to survive? But then
Yeah,
how do you also have to, the tiger needs to hit the 3-3 as well.
yeah,
You have
it's
to at
fine.
least play the 1-drop and then swap with the Syndra. Oof. You don't like that too much.
Now you're hoping Lionel doesn't have any damage at all, because
Well,
they
yeah.
can threaten 4.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's you.
It is a way to survive. Oh, never mind.
I mean, they need 4 damage. You pray that they don't have 4 damage, and it's likely they have it. Oh my!
Oh my god.
Great hit face. Okay.
You said you don't got shit. I'm just gonna hit you.
Well, it's actually funny because they didn't have 4 damage. They had only 2. I mean, with a replace, but it's really funny. It was pretty unlikely to come back from this spot. Almost impossible. Alright, that's 4-4. Oh my god, this is such a close series. And yeah, Lyanna got the Vanna without killing Jax, because they can't play Jax.
Oh, now we see Sarlacc though. And
Yeah, it's Sarlacc, and it's a lot of Sarlaccs.
and this Lionel deck doesn't have any Dispel. Oh wait, no, it does. It does have Light Bender.
It
That's
does have
huge.
yeah.
It's
Okay,
actually
well, triple Sarlacc, triple Keepers.
yeah,
That's a lot.
it's actually creep Sarlacc too. So he has late
Yeah.
game.
As late game. It's his mid game that suffers a bit from that.
Yeah.
Like, because usually you play Dancing Blades and Emerald Rejuvenators. So that's what they cut to play the package. Instead you play Sarlaccs. It's sometimes the place where you can die is the mid game, right? So it's a bit scary.
Yeah, the deck does look very vulnerable to getting bullied by Lionel if they go like Silver Guard and Windblades and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you open your Sarlacc and you do like nether summoning stuff, it gets really scary. So Lionel kind of wants a Light Bender. But maybe,
Well,
maybe they don't even draw Sarlacc.
But they might replace it. Yeah, okay, it's hitting Mystic, and then Grinch is just gonna drop our best boy 3-drop with his 2 shields. Silverguard. Silverguard's a very good boy.
Yeah, he is a very good boy.
Yeah.
He draws you a card. He acts as a big body to protect you. I wonder if you just tempo Veil here.
Oh, he didn't replace.
He hasn't yet.
Oh, Keeper? You mean Keeper? Yeah, I mean, what else do you do? You replace this 5-drop probably?
I was thinking Veil and then replace the 1/1.
Oh, interesting.
Or
But don't you want to try to replace first because you might find better play, like a Sarlacc?
a Sarlacc would be better.
Yeah, so I feel like you replace before you play Veil, because Veil is like the play you do if you don't have a better play.
Yeah, that was like your last resort. I think you have to tempo Veil here.
Yeah. I was just thinking out of position. He doesn't want to go take this middle tile, because if he Veils in there, he's very vulnerable to all immolation. Like if he goes on the tile with this with 2-3 and then he Veils on their tile to contest it, it's way too weak to all immolation. You take so much damage, you lose your fail. It sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of just like running away, going 2 down.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I agree. I guess he's oh. Okay, they decide to just not pay.
Wow.
and remove the 3/5 instead. Okay,
Okay, that makes sense.
it's not bad.
I think he was worried about like Iron Cliff or something, because if you go 2 down and you Iron Cliff you're kind of in a risky spot anyway. But
It's
then
like
you have Banish it.
It's like what player you weaker to. This makes you weak to Regalia, and the other player makes you weak to Immolation. So it's like it's 50-50. It's not 50-50, but it's like what do you play around?
Yeah, this Regalia is gonna really mess him up now.
Sounds like it's a Regalia farming time.
Oh yeah. Where we saw a Claw farming time one game, and now we see a Regalia farming time for
As
the
the other
opposite
team.
team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the revenge now.
At least they have one Void Pulse. It's just need to find 2 more. And that's also the problem with the play now. What's the follow up? This Veil cannot copy anything.
Yeah,
But you have to play it. You do have to play it, right?
yeah, you have to. You can't just not play anything.
It does. It does potentially remove a stack. So.
It'll help.
I
with this.
preserve the tiles too.
That's kind of why I wanted to go 2 down in the like turn 2, because if he does run at you, you can clear the Silver Guard with it too anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But now we finally found Sarlacc though, so he potentially can win. Because the whole deck is based around
very late.
Sarlacc. If you don't find it, it's kind of rough.
Yeah, of course, but it's very late. Sound like. Do we even have time to play it next turn? Because I guess no. The green swallow's not that great there.
But you're full
So-
HP. I think you have plenty of time. But like the issue is, and they don't know this, but they have 2 Lightbenders waiting for this Sarlacc.
Well, they might play one tempo. Lightbender just to remove the tide and have a 3/3. It's pretty bad. It's probably better to just play 2 2/1s.
I think I get rid of Sundrop here personally.
They already replaced.
Uh,
So that's why I'm like, yeah, I guess it's 2 2/1s.
Keeper is really telling of Sarlacc to me, so if I didn't see Keeper, I would probably go for Tempo Lightbender like you said, but now I want
No,
to double...
I don't like the tempo Lightbender. It just dies to the 3/4.
Oh, you hide
Right?
it. But, yeah, I think...
Well,
you're-
you cannot
you're
hide
right.
it if you remove the tile. So I don't like it because it's just 2/3.
Yeah. I think this is better regardless. You take the tile in, you get a little bit better reward.
Yeah. Well, they have to Sarlacc, no?
Yep.
The other play is to go face and revive the 3/4.
Yeah, this is kind of the issue with Sarlacc. You have all these dead cards, unless you have Sarlacc. So like his
I mean,
turn
actually,
here is
you
5
can do
minutes
that.
Sarlacc.
It's not that bad. Like, you can go face, clear the Regalia, and resummon your 3/4. It's not that bad.
Mm.
And I think that's what they're gonna do, because this Regalia is gonna farm them if they don't kill it. Like,
I think
it's our biggest problem right now, it's the Regalia, not these 2/1s.
he's gonna
Oh.
go for Sarlacc though.
Okay,
And
Sarlacc. He
clear.
clears the Regalia and plays Sarlacc. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, he found Keeper for it, but it's he has to Nether Summon him most likely. Well, actually no, Nether Summon is only your turn.
Yeah, the problem is, like, the Sarlacc is gonna get dispelled and die.
I was thinking like Zerial, if he clears it this turn, then you could still revive it, but you can't.
Another Regalia, oof. For follow-up, it's pretty good.
He may even be thinking like another Regalia or Sunriser to press tempo. Maybe he doesn't even think like Sarlacc combos matter right now.
Oh, I think it's the only thing. Like, if you have a Sarlacc deck that took so long to get a Sarlacc, and you can instantly dispel it, that's just so strong.
Yeah. It removes any risk by just clearing it.
Yeah.
You don't need to pressure in with Sunriser or anything to end the game faster.
And now it's gonna just be 2-drop, 4-drop for Kieran, healing with the Mystic and then copying it, but it's It's not what you really want to do, of course. The problem is like this player is gonna set himself up to very strong Regalia again.
Yeah, he.
Actually, you don't even need to Regalia.
Yeah, I was gonna say he doesn't even need to because he could play Sunriser. I still kind of like Regalia regardless, but
Yeah.
if he really wants to Sunriser, he can. It's a better turn overall too because it's hard for him to clear a 3-5 and a 4-3.
His hand is kind of his hand's kind of nuts. I think you don't replace anything. I like Regalia in playing the 2-drop. Even you can maybe even use it if you want, and you clear. You don't have to clear. You can go face. They might not be expecting Nova because they see Sarlacc.
Yeah. It's very unlikely that most people play Nova, but there are a few people who do. So I wonder if he like moves one back and then clears a 2-3 at the Lightbender and then plays like the Sunriser hidden away from Veil and just ignores the Veil. Pressure a little more.
Oh, they did not replay it. Okay. Well, that's great. I love that. I really want to. Oh, okay.
I really want a Regalia Silverguard then.
Me too. I mean, that's good turn too. It's a good turn as well. I really wanted to just provoke him, corner provoke him, and go back into his ticket.
Oh.
And clear the 2-3. But this is also very strong. Like, what do you do, right?
It's very good too. It forces him towards the wall, so for the rest of the game, he's probably going to be in MO range.
In the corner, and having Sunriser developed is so strong. Like it's so scary if you cannot deal with this thing. Well, okay, you can throw him on the other side of the world, or kill it with Assassin, but. I feel like you might need to eat it and kill it with an assassin. Like, this turn could be you moving left, hitting this 3-5, killing it with assassin, killing the 3-1 with assassin as well. And playing a 1-1 to block this 4-3 from killing you. You could just run away instead.
Yeah, I kind of like Nova, but not where he put it. I like it to kill Lightbender because it stalls a lot longer. So his Sunriser has to go 2 down, and then it's out of the game for 3 turns. Yeah, it actually blocks. It stalls the game out a little longer.
It doesn't have to go. I mean, then you don't hit General. It doesn't have to go 2 down. You can go just 1 down, right?
You hit General and Lightbender. 1 more spot lower.
But then the Sunriser can just move diagonally bottom right.
Oh, you're right.
Not 2 down.
Yeah, you're right.
If you want to block the Sunriser, you cannot block the Sunriser because if you don't hit the general, you can move top right. No, top right does work. It does. It would work. But then you don't hit the general. I don't know. This Nova feels desperate.
Yeah, it really is. Like I was considering like double Night Sorrow there, and then like a Mystic or a Pulse, but then you don't have Night Sorrows for bigger things.
Yeah, and you're weak to like Olimo because you have to put them kind of awkwardly. Oh, they play Archon so far. I'm surprised with that.
I think he really wants to protect it from Night Sorrow.
Yeah, that's fair.
Although I think he's getting so low that I would want to pressure it anyway, but it makes sense to want to hide it because it is kind of like a big win con if you think they're playing creep.
Yep. I mean, they're gonna replace this this spell there. We know because the spell costs 1 in hand, so it means it's not in hand anymore.
I found another song.
As a trick. Yeah, I think the song is a bit late.
Yeah, a little bit late.
So we can push the thing taunting us into the Nova. But is it enough?
Yeah, I think we can just ignore this Archon. I think we have to whip the.
Oh yeah, the Archon is out of range. You have to deal with the threat that are immediate on you.
I kind of like luring the Sunriser on the tiles and then just clearing Silverguard of Night Sorrow and then developing Sarlacc and praying.
Yeah, well, you cannot do all of this because your lure costs 3 mana, not 2.
Yeah, you can. It's 9. Or no, you're on 8. You're right.
But you have 8 mana.
True.
So exactly.
Yeah, that's rough. Archon's actually making a difference here.
Yeah. He's going to the top corner. Okay. Well, if he top deck a Nova, he can like stay this corner with a Nova for a bit. It's pretty strong.
He does have triple Night Sorrow now, so he can answer anything.
I really like using Night Sorrow like more for tempo, even if you know they can have bigger stuff. It's like sometimes such a strong thing to like play 2 Night Sorrows, kill 2 things, and have 2 3/3s. That you kind of want to do it sometimes.
In versus creep, I found.
Is this silence though?
I think you definitely light bender.
Yeah, this silence is insane.
Yeah, you get 2 creep tiles with it. I do think creep, whenever they're ahead, they're a lot more scary because you can just ignore. Like if you have heal, you could just ignore the damage for the most part. But if they have board too, it's much harder. So I agree with like tempo Night Sorrow and stuff.
Yeah, obviously it depends on the situation as well. Do you Regalia there before you silence? Good, Regalia is the 1-drop. You could also just play 2 drops.
Kind of like Regalia into set face.
Oh, the Marty done it. They have full respect. I mean, they can't lose if they keep like this, I feel like. So I like respecting anything your opponent. Like, they're like, if we keep this Sarlacc out of the board, they can't do anything.
Yeah, they're fully respecting everything. Like this Sunriser could have been so much closer, but they're fully respecting Grasp and everything. They're like, we can't lose the game. We're gonna make sure nothing is possible to lose the game.
Yeah, it's working very well.
We even have this Nether summoning for like, what is it, 9 turns now?
Oh yeah, they keep replacing it and redrawing it.
Yeah.
It feels like Lion was winning this game. I don't know.
Maybe a little bit. Only just a little bit. It's actually super close though. This like series overall. First, TRS was like skyrocketing. They were like 3-1, I think, and then Senile came back.
Yeah, now it's 4-4, and like to be 5-4 could go full distance now.
Yeah. What do you even do here? Do you just shout the Sunriser? Or the Windblade?
Against the Sunriser, and then they have to assassin now.
Yeah. And the issue too now is that you can't even play Nether to get like a 3/3. Not that it would be great, but
no, they can. Oh no, they cannot. They don't have mana. Right?
Yeah, Archon, yeah.
Yeah, this mana thing. Pretty good, eh?
I think it's really interesting when you get to watch both sides too, because a lot of times you don't really get to see what Archon's doing, but it does matter a lot of times.
Yep. I mean, you play all your cards there, probably. I don't think you play Syndra. I think you play the 3 other cards and start hammering.
It's a lot more pressure, yeah.
You could even heal your 4/3 with Mystic. I think like Regalia killing the 3/3, playing your 2 minion at the top and healing the 4/3.
I like that.
Oh, okay, the Syndra. Syndra is also good though. You know, a little 7/7, and then you get to fully surround them this way.
Yeah.
And okay, then they heal face and they do not hit with the 4/3.
He's really disrespecting everything.
Oh no!
Okay, he did hit.
That he did. So like it doesn't matter. Play whatever you want.
Yeah. At this point, it's like you can't
I
win
think,
no matter what.
yeah. Yeah, pretty correct. And that's pretty close to what ideal end they would want to clear, but I can throw 7/7 away, kill the 4/1, kill the 3/3. That's pretty good. It's not good enough, but
I think he's thinking about like if you could revive Sinjo, if it would make a difference here, but it's very hard to do that. I don't even know if it's possible at all anyway. I don't think
he's gonna revive these 2 minions instead. But unfortunately, Regalia is gonna end it. I mean, unfortunately, depending on which side you're rooting for again.
Yeah. It would be really sick if at some point in this game we could have got like a Shadow Dancer plus Nether the Sunriser and get infinite Sunriser power. We never got to that.
I mean, yeah, but it's kind of the thing with this deck, right? It's like all the time it's like, but what if I like keep 3 Sarlaccs and then revive 6 Sarlaccs? You know, it's like, yeah, what if? But it's very hopeful.
It's a fever dream deck. It's basically like I really want all this stuff, but I can't always get it.
He does pop off sometimes, and it's pretty strong then.
Yeah.
Alright.
There's a spell high now, and he's running 2 Eclipse, which I like a lot. I like 2 Eclipse too.
You like the 2 Eclipse version with the Ghostlings, yeah.
Yeah.
And only 2 masks. Interesting.
I think the mask help a lot with a Lioner matchup too, because a lot of times in Lioner matchup you're like just praying you have a threat stick, but in the case of Blood Rage, you can just play a lot more safer. You can hide away, and it's hard for them to actually clear it.
I see. Lioner's and the one doesn't have double ball. Thought it was an industry standard to get double ball.
Zohan slacking, he's not Rob New. Rob New's clearly better at Songhai. He draws double tusk for every game. I don't like keeping Mystic here though, because I think there's a million things better you want in this matchup. There's Martyrdom, Silverguard, Dispel. Mainly like Silverguard.
Oh, that's not exactly the end they want. And Grinch is a pretty good start.
Yeah, he has a good start.
Windblade is like so good against double 3s as well. Double Tuskball.
Yeah, it really makes Songhai cry. they can't clear it without dying, and then their turn feels wasted.
Yeah, it's bad if you want to Phoenix Fire it. Well, if there's gonna be a Ghost Links and pass. It's not the optimal start they want, but it's not like Songhai can have crazy turns later. They can try to set up a hand to get very strong plays. So
yeah, Songhai is one of the few, or really only factions that doesn't really need a board, because their hand is basically their board. They can dump hand whenever they want. They obtain board.
That being said, it's gonna be rough. I feel like for this Songhai.
With that being said, I still like keeping the Chakri there because I think Ghost on the tile and then Chakri is good. Because if he wants to trade Regalia or Windblade into it, you get to clear with your general. But it is weaker against Regalia, so his play makes sense too.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be Regalia turn. I mean, what else, really?
Yeah. So in this case, his play was better than mine because his only play really is Regalia. So, or he could Lightbender deny tiles if he really wants to. I don't like it, but
I feel like if you keep this Lightbender, it's not to dispel the tiles. It's for tigers. It's for not tiger. It's for fox. It's for winds or things like that.
Pre-equipping Regalia is still not bad against Songhai anyway. All you want to do against Songhai is remove threats and heal, and it's basically healing you already.
Yeah, and I do like not taking the middle, so you're not in range of both of them, not giving the charge for free. Now the ball does clear this 2-3. No. So that's pretty good too. It's not the end they really want though. Do you bought Eclipse there? Do you already Eclipse and try to get a refill? Nah, I don't feel like you can Eclipse. There's no way, right?
No, it's very... Like, you have, like, I don't even know how many spells. I think it's, like, 12 to 15. And, yeah, it's really unlikely.
And you just play all your 2-drops.
Yep, I like 3-3 here. Especially because he even unsealed the Windblade, which you have to if you want to Regalia like that. And also pressure the tile. But you have an insane 2-2, I think.
Yeah, where do you play them? Behind you?
Yeah, I would probably go, like, both of them down in a line.
In a line. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, just all in the same spot. Or you could do one behind Tuskbore and one under you. Or one diagonally under you, I mean.
He does the 2 diagonals. It's pretty good too. He has access to all the corners. Or Dragster, and he found 2 Drags, so.
Yeah. I think one behind Tuskbore is a little better, but it doesn't really matter. Mainly just to just to make his Shroud, if he does choose to do so, go a little closer to the wall. It guarantees it goes to the wall. It doesn't really matter.
Which is not that great. It's pretty awkward. He's gonna ping this ball probably and kill the 1-3, but that's it, right?
He doesn't have the greatest turn right now.
Yeah, you could get a silence on 1 on the 2-3. It's not great either.
Yeah. I think he's still in a fine position. Like, Songhai isn't really pressuring too much, and you have Regalia, so unless they go like Miss Dragon Seal or Jugs with like a bunch of stuff to pressure you super hard this turn, you're fine.
Yeah.
You have all the answers you need. You have Heal, you have Lightbender, and you have MO coming up in 2 turns.
Yeah, you do have some time. It's just a bit sad to be doing this on turn 4.
Yeah. And he did this to play around Jugs, so he can't lose his Regalia.
Yeah, it's gonna work. Because the one end is Jugs. Basically, that is him.
Yep. Well, he's got his Jugs. Although he could double Jugs and get behind. He could Jugs one of the Kaidos with Blood Tear, then walk to the left, and then Jugs Kaido.
Well, with this, you can also do it a bit easier.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
So, how do you play it?
I kind of want to the top Kaido 2 to the left to hit the Blood Tier, then your general 2 to the left. It blocks it off anyway, and then you Tuskbore behind.
Well, what if you use this Tuskbore to hit this 2-1? Is it possible? Because we're gonna eat it away anyways, right? So we can preserve 2 life on the Kaido. Yeah, like this. Then Jax. We don't clear the Regalia quite yet, but it's much easier to deal with 1 durability.
Yeah, I like that he kept Saber Spine. I see a lot of Songhai players, they just waste it there for 3 damage, but the heal doesn't actually, or the damage doesn't actually matter against Lionar too much. They have a million heal. But also, if you waste it, you don't have like procs for Chakri, Blood Rage, 4-Wind, and stuff later on, and then you don't have an answer to Silverguard.
Archon, that's pretty strong in this matchup.
Oh yeah. Archon is very big. I for sure would if I have Regalia, yeah.
Like you kill the 2-3 and then just drop a Archon.
Yeah. It's hard for them to clear it too. They have to use their whole turn, they have to Tuskbore Saber Spine to do it.
You don't know if they OBS, but you assume they probably don't. If it's a standard list. I mean, some people have started playing Onyx Bear Seal, so maybe you're a bit scared of it? Not quite sure.
I don't know if I care about it if they're using basically their whole turn to do it, but...
yeah, it's so strong in the matchup, you really want it down, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Main concern is that he could develop a Heartseeker while clearing this if he really wants to. He could explore Saber Spine and develop Heartseeker still. Oh, he can actually develop links. Not with Heartseeker, but he could develop the links.
But you're so happy if you spend 2 cards. You spend a bond, Saber Spine, killing your Archon. It's still 4 of the mana, it's 2 cards, and it's like 6 damage that are not on your face.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that. It's not only just like the 2 cards for it, but it's also like, you know, they have 2 less damage cards to cheese you with.
Yeah, yeah. And you have to do it. It's not like they cannot kill this Archon.
Archon messes up Spell High really hard.
Someone wanted to links there. What did you? Oh, do you Phoenix Fire to kill the Regalia instead? Okay. Someone said he would have rather links.
If he does that, I think he always has to go in and hit base, because otherwise I think you're fine to just play safe and walk back and play links. Because like if you're gonna run away now, what was the point of clearing it right away?
Well, the point I can see is second Regalia. That they can't stack it, but it's still a pretty edge case.
I for sure would always want to links here though, because this deck has a lot more ranged type thing like Blood Rage than Lionar may think you do. Blood Rage is kind of falling out of favor, but this deck does run it. You have a bunch of stuff. You have 4 Wind and Blood Rage.
And you do have a lot of pings, 4 Wind, yeah. So many spells. Like, it's not like double Regalia is gonna be that bad. If you back off. I mean, it's so hard for some guys, though, because looks like Leona has everything. I mean, they don't know yet, but oh wait, they're using the Manium now. Well, that's a pretty good cue to drop a Fox.
Yeah, their
But
turn was
silence. They have another one. Oh my god.
Kind of like Sunrisering more than Silverguard there. You don't really need to use a provoke, and later on you might have a turn where the one less mana matters for like a better turn. So for like example, Silverguard double 2. But I think
and Sunrise is not that strong in this matchup because you don't need to kill a lot of things, right? It's mainly to go face, so.
Yeah, I think they basically do the same thing except you're using one less mana for your future turns.
Okay.
But it kind of makes sense if you value the clear a lot. I don't really value it too much because you got ammo, but maybe he wants to double clear.
Okay, they're gonna use the value of the Fox before it gets anything. Like before it gets silence, before it gets martyrdom, before it gets just removed from the board.
His turn also.
Mm-hmm.
His turn also would be kind of awkward if he didn't do this. He'd be floating 2 mana, but this way he actually wouldn't be able to clear that. So it pulls out his turn a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean the other turn was like Eclipse, and you don't really want to when you set that.
Funny
and
thing
it does
is
what you.
Oh, go on.
It does what you said in the previous matchup. It tries to set up 2 thread at once so that you try to stay ahead and thread every time they clear.
Yeah.
So
that's typically the goal and why I'm a big fan of 3 Heartseeker, because it's basically a free another threat. But because this guy always draws Lightbender in his Martyrdoms so far this game, he doesn't have to deal with them as much. Like this turn I would probably just Lightbender Martyrdom, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what he's gonna do, and you can heal 5 on top. But you can replace this heal too. You're very healthy right now.
I think Sunriser Martyrdom is fine too if you don't care about the Phoenix Fire, but he's so low on cards, I kind of don't want to give him more cards.
Yeah.
But I think Sunriser Martyrdom is very good too.
Okay, they're gonna blood, yeah. And they're gonna silence. They're gonna keep the Martyrdom. Interesting.
Okay. I think maybe they want the Martyrdom for Fox. Because saving it for forward doesn't matter. You have ammo for that.
Well, yeah, but you're not sure you'll be able to reach. Because if you say they're saving it for Fox, why did they not use it on the Fox that was there?
Well, I just mean like a full HP box that
Yeah,
may
okay.
guarantee 2 fires more.
Alright, let's see if they can pop off with this.
Ooh, that's big.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad. Now they can do this, they can swap. They need to reactivate first. Wait, they're not gonna swap. Okay.
Yeah, right now he's kind of thinking that the damage he gets now isn't as valuable as hoping it doesn't get removed and popping off.
I guess that's also what the Grinch play did, right? It makes them think that they're a bit low on removal because it did give them the Phoenix Fire.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's a big blowout.
Yeah, and he even has Sundrop to go with it, so he's very healthy.
Yeah.
And a really cool thing, too, about this matchup is you can just Martyrdom for heal. Like, you could play Senja Martyrdom and heal for 7 if you really have to, and it's actually a good play.
Well, it's a situational play. I wouldn't say it's always a good play.
No, it's not always good, but, like, if you're ahead on board like this and, like, you have no other heal and you're low.
Yeah. Thing is, like, now, the one, again, has to spend burst clearing this 3-5, no? Like, just one card, but one card at a time, the one's damage is kind of running out.
Yeah, I kind of like Tuskbore, Saber Spine, Eclipse here because I feel like you kind of have to high roll damage right now.
Okay. So you
right
want to
now,
go full face and ignore this 3-5?
Yeah, I would go full face.
Okay.
I feel like you could realistically do like 12 to 15 here. Maybe 17 if you get super lucky. What is that? That's 6, 8.
6, 8. 11. It's 11 now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they clear now. Probably. It's It's really, you're really in tough position.
Yeah.
But you still have hope, like down 15. You do start to get out of burst, but you still have your like long-term burst, which is like all of your ping engines, right? The 4 winds, the mask, so yeah. But you don't have Eclipse anymore. It's only a 2 Eclipse deck.
Yeah, I kind of like just wasting Jugs on your own minions, so you draw the extra card from Lynx there.
Mm-hmm.
You already have a Jugs, but he values the 2 Jugs, which makes sense. He could stall a lot longer with it and hope for damage over time.
It's gonna be Sinja, probably, because we might see the Martyrdom Sinja in this game. It's possible. Not yet, but we might see it eventually.
Well, you could just Tempo Sunrise or Tempo Senja here too, like in his face and ignore the Lynx maybe. Because you could body block with it.
Yeah, the ignoring the Jinx just means that you can get Jugs more easily, but...
Yeah, I do think clearing it is always good, because not only is it able to Jugs, but it's really scary whenever you go away from the board and the Lynx is on the other side and they could just throw range minions back there.
Yeah, and they're gonna play like super safe, not staying in range, and not staying in range of the one just eating, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, Holy Immolation.
Something really scary though is if Zohan equips like Blood Rage, which you just got,
yeah,
and
and run.
now you can't clear it because you're so far away.
I mean, Zohan's running, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. I kind of just like equip Blood Rage, Lynx, 4-wind, and that's it, and then hopefully you get a bunch of like spells and stuff.
Yeah, you gotta have to pray you live. I mean, your 4 winds live.
Yeah.
Like it's far away, so that they need 2 units to elimination it. You already see 2 martyrdom. You're pretty hopeful that it leaves.
If they put 4-1 in the corner, even 2 minions won't reach it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm a Blood Rage, and I think they're gonna do what you said, yeah.
I'm actually terrified if I'm lying right here.
Oh yeah, you're very scared. Except you have the third martyrdom.
Yeah.
But you do leave a mask. You've seen a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's not the worst spot for Liner because you do have the martyrdom for 4-1, but you're at the same time they're on full hand with Blood Rage, and that's terrifying to me.
And it's their first 4 wins as well, right? Yeah. So you are scared. I agree. That's only on 11 cards left in the deck, though. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, so how do you say don't judge me too harshly for this next turn? It was horrible. Uh-oh. Well, we will see.
I think he's gonna go Silverguard, Rejuve, Martyrdom, the 4-1 maybe.
Yeah, I like it. And you don't. It's really good. I mean, you can't be safer than this. You're on 23 life. All your minions are away from you, so Martyrdom, Drugs don't do that much. Like, it's hard for the one there. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, it's very rough now. Although, he can do a ton of damage here, and he's not threatened to die next turn, I don't think. Yeah. He's only threatening 12, and then double Immo would be able to kill him.
He would need double Immo, yeah.
So I think he needs to, like, Jux to get Fox in range, and then inner focus the Fox, and then then he could do 12. He could do 14 this turn. Jux would be 15. He could do 16 this turn. He could do 17, actually.
Oh, that's a lot.
He could do 17. And then I don't think he dies to anything but 2 ammo.
Well, apparently, this is not what we're gonna see. But let's take a look.
He may be going for a clear play. And this makes sense because he wants to preserve his Blood Rage a little more, and maybe he thinks if he gets Eclipse, he'll win through value.
But there's no more Eclipse.
Oh. Well, I for sure go face him. That's 17 damage.
Yeah, well, yeah, we only have 11 cards, right? Okay, so yeah, he's going for the clear play.
He is gonna get another Phoenix Fire at least, though.
Yeah, the problem is just he doesn't have a lot of cards left. Yeah. There's no more gas. And Grinch is on 19 life, so... I mean, actually Grinch is on 25 life in a minute there.
Yep. He's on 25, he's got a 7/7, he's got huge threat on board. He's not even in range of Jux anymore.
Yeah, I mean, even if you went full face, it sounds pretty hard.
Yeah, the most damage Songhai could do in a traditional deck like this is 23 out of hand on 9 mana and 6 cards in hand, and that's not counting general. So there's no way he ever dies here.
Yeah. Oh, he's not even gonna go to full life. He's just gonna start it in face.
Yeah, he's like, I really want you out of the game. I'm just gonna ammo now.
Unfortunately, like, clearing doesn't help you, going face doesn't help you. I think this is over for the eggs.
Yeah. I don't see how they win with this hand now. They could clear again and stall more though. Like only Senjo would be in range again. And even if they really want to, they could eject Senjo away. But then they have no damage.
He's gonna use the fox to get more Phoenix Fires. He's just get more Phoenix Fires.
Yeah.
Oh, I see why it's science. He gets two. He gets two Phoenix Fire from this because the ping happens at the same time, so the Sinja triggers twice on the 4-life fox, and he still gets two Phoenix Fire.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool.
Wait, did he
At least we
Phoenix
get
Fire
to see
his...
cool tech. Cool tech.
Yeah. Did he Phoenix Fire his own fox, or did Senjo just hit it twice?
Yeah.
No, I was asking, like, did he Phoenix Fire his own fox, or did Senjo hit it
No.
twice?
He Phoenix Fire the face, so because he Phoenix Fire the face, there was a ping and a Phoenix Fire happening at the same time from Blue Rage, so the Sinja triggers twice on the fox, which gives two Phoenix Fire.
That's really cool, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's cool tech. Oh my god, this arm from Blue Rage.
He's for sure not dying.
Yeah, if you have two masks, it's probably 3 Phoenix Fire. And maybe it works differently with 4 wins, so I would check it separately. But it should work the same.
Yeah. I don't know if there's even any combination of cards if he had like a perfect 5-card hand right now that kills him. Is there?
I think Grinch found like almost all of his innings this game.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a pretty long game, that being said. But still, that was a lot. And then the suicide on the Sinja.
The biggest things to me were that 3rd martyrdom. That was a huge game changer.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. There wasn't the 3rd martyrdom, the one would have a setup on the board and had a chance. Okay. We get to see the last card. Oh no, we don't get to see the last card. But I think there was a second Blood Rage Mask and another 4-wind in the bottom as well. So. Alright, well that's the series.
Yeah,
wow,
great
what a
set.
series, yeah.
Do
Yeah, insane.
you guys have closing thoughts? Yeah.
That was a very fun series.
Yeah, that was a very intense series too. There was a lot of games where they could have gone either way, and it was also tied for a long time.
Yeah, well fought by both sides.
Really enjoyed it.
Waggy and Jay, thanks for joining me today. We're only covering the one set today, guys. These two, I'm going to let them go so that they can do whatever prep work they need. There's a lot of Team Wars matches being played today. Tomorrow morning, around either 9:30 or 10 Eastern, we will do another 2 sets. I'll be joined with Bladem and Nicolarin. And then I'll wrap up the other 2 sets for week 5 games probably on Monday. So, yeah, thanks again for joining me, you two. I appreciate the commentary. Loved it.
Well, thank you for having us. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you for doing all this too. It's really nice having these VODs to watch later. Especially with all the different casters. It's nice to see the different personalities that you get on.
It's my pleasure to pull this all together. Guys, hope you all have a good one. Take care.